In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hosanna in excelsis. Well, hello and welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm St. Nick.
I'm St. Christopher.
Chris Kringle, damn it!
Oh, it was there. It was waiting for you.
Damn it, John.
I mean, that's my gift to you. I didn't even ask for room tone. We didn't even record any
Straight in
silence
then.
beforehand. You just went for it, didn't you?
Yeah.
We just started rapping.
But what a boon.
It was amazing. Yeah.
This is
was
our
good,
Christmas
wasn't it?
present to you,
Yeah.
the listener.
We weren't planning to mention Christmas, and then we figured out this was the last one before Christmas.
Yeah,
So then
literally
we thought,
seconds ago.
just before we went into the rap.
Yeah.
And then we decided to do the rap. Organically.
Organically, yeah.
We have all these notes and all these plans, don't we?
Yes.
So many
Every
plans,
episode
yes.
we plan for days before we start recording.
My notepad here says Steinhauser. 4.7%. Oh, no.
Shut up!
Ooh,
Behind the
a Renaissance man.
Oh, he writes his notes in another language.
Lovely name for a beer, though, isn't it? Sounds very, very alluring.
Steinhaus. Believe me, out of everything I've ever put my name to, this is not the thing that I would half-ass. You know?
No.
Oh,
certainly
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a winter wonderland, isn't it, boys?
Oh.
Yeah, I have a suspicion it isn't snowing anywhere else other than Cooltown in the country.
I saw footage of London today.
Oh, is it
which
snowy
is
there?
2 hours out of Cooltown.
Indeed.
I'm so sorry. Were you
more or
sitting
less.
down at the time?
Was that? Yes. And I was holding my nose. And it looked fine.
Yeah, this is the thing. And I've been texting my network of family.
Oh.
Uh,
My network of family. My network of relations.
My extensive
Yeah.
web of friends.
my genetic network.
Yeah.
And they're not getting nothing.
No.
Really?
No
they,
snow for them.
They don't get nothing.
And then I got some TikToks up on my phone.
Oh.
And it was like, look at all this snow in the UK, in Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
And all of them are from Gloucestershire.
Wait, are we special?
I think we might be special.
I think. I think.
Although, probably North is getting some. I mean,
Oh.
it's north of us. Surely
Yeah.
they're getting something.
It might.
But anyone south of us, I think, is getting shit all.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
were in the sweet spot.
Are there like places in Scotland where it was like minus 17? And I mean, like,
Really?
and I mean, like, real money, not like that weird Fahrenheit that people talk about.
Yeah.
Like,
What's-
actual.
minus 17 Fahrenheit is like 20 degrees Celsius, isn't it?
God knows.
Something-
I've
something
literally
mad.
I've never known and never cared to find out how that fucking works.
It comes up in movies a lot, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's 70 degrees outside." And I'm like, "Don't know what that means."
Is that hot
Could be
or
cold.
It could be
hot.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Like-
idea.
30 something is like freezing
Is
or
it?
something like that.
Just
Americans-
say zero, you
Americans,
pricks.
If you're listening, I honestly don't know how you function day to day. Like I'm sure you've got it down, but like 15 3/4 of an inch or something. Like
Yeah.
what is going on? And then also like water freezes at 0 and it
Water
boils at
freezes-
100. It's great.
You
it's
can't-
really, it's
it's
really
meant to
Water
be-
freezes at 30 makes no sense.
It's based. I agree. I think it's ridiculous, but it's based on blood, apparently.
Oh, God.
blood.
Yeah, like I don't know.
What, the freezing point of blood?
The temperature of
But
blood.
why
I think
not
that-
make 30 naught and then that can
I
be
don't
naught?
know. I don't know.
It's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
Yeah.
And I want an American to call in. The lines are hot now. And tell us that
Yeah.
they're angry too. And if I hear an American say that they're angry with it and that they wish they had our system, then I'll be fine.
Well, I've been
What's that? I
scrabbling
think I can
around.
give him now.
I've been scrabbling around for hates all day. Right. And we've just started talking about Fahrenheit. And I'm more pissed off about that than I am about my actual hate.
Randomly watched a quasi-educational video
Oh, I'm so
this
sorry.
week
Yeah.
where this guy went to a place in America where they make and manufacture all like standard weights.
Oh,
for
yeah.
comparing things
Like pounds
you know.
and fluid ounces.
And it
and whatever.
opened, and again, talking to this American guy running the lab, and he's saying, like, so what you're actually saying is America is metric. He's like, oh, yeah. He said every standard unit we develop here, a kilogram, like a milligram, all these standards are metric. And he said, and then we have to do this ridiculous conversion to turn them into imperial. And the presenter was like, isn't that like a bit stupid? And the guy was like, yes, yes it is.
There we go. That's all I needed.
It's so stupid.
I just need an American to acknowledge it's stupid. That's fine.
That is mad, though. Every time I watch a movie and someone says something like that, I'm like, I really should look that up one day.
Yeah.
And I think, nah, I'm not going to do that.
I think the exact same thing. I'm like, one day I'm going to learn so that I'll know
Yeah.
when someone says that's a hot day, I'll know that means hot,
Yeah.
not cold, because I literally have no idea.
know.
Yeah, they're not quite 1-to-1, are they?
No.
So it's not like...
Because the degrees are different sizes, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Which is great as well.
I can understand, because I can understand, like, if you're saying something's hot, you know, if I say that, like, if we say, like, oh, it's 30 degrees
Yeah.
in the UK. In fact, this summer, it was, like, nearly
40.
40.
Yeah.
Celsius.
That's why that was what everyone put the inflection on it at the end.
Yeah.
Like on the news, this week it's scheduled to be 40 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. And
That's how you know
yeah,
it's bad.
So I know that, like, 20 is, like, a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Even that's probably too hot for me.
Maybe
bit-
so, yeah.
I'd take an 18.
A little
An
balmy.
18. 18
Yeah.
would be lovely.
18
yeah.
would be
18
nice,
with
yeah.
a light breeze.
But, okay, so I know that, like, mid-30s is exceptionally hot.
Yeah.
So I know if I'm going hot, right, an American saying, like, oh, it's 90 degrees in the shade. And I'm like,
Sure.
that sounds like a big number.
That sounds like your flesh is boiling off
well,
your skin.
My
Yeah.
point is, it sounds like a big number. Okay, I understand on some level that it is hot. It doesn't work for cold temperatures. Because if someone says, like, oh, it's freezing out there, it's 48 degrees. And I'm like,
That's
Yeah.
hotter than any day we've ever had.
and
What the
it's like,
hell are you talking about?
yeah. And also, like, what's the utility? If water freezes at 38
It's
or
just
something...
so... Like, I'm normally the voice of oh, it's all subjective. Everyone's got their own point of view. I know. I normally try to be that
Yeah.
voice, right? This is objectively wrong.
This is, yeah.
Water freezes at 0. That's it.
That's it,
That's
yeah.
all there is to it. That's the end of discussion.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done.
What use would you ever have for knowing the distinction between, I don't know, 16 degrees Fahrenheit
Yeah.
and 24 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Because they're both, like, massively below 0,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
a useful human temperature.
And this is the wild thing, right, guys? Like 0 degrees and knowing that water freezes then means that we know we're going to have ice outside.
Yeah.
We're going to have snow outside because ice and snow, guys, is frozen water.
Yeah.
So it's even useful in that respect as well.
How many Fahrenheits, right, are in a Celsius?
I think this is the point we don't know. Nobody knows.
Oh, right.
But it's not 1-to-1.
But yeah, that's what I mean. So it makes even less sense.
It's like
Yeah.
1.6 or something
Fuck
like that.
me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What's that all about?
I don't know. And
It's a mess.
There's an obvious utility in something just being like 100
Yeah.
Unix. Like, here's where
100
water
is boiling, 0 is freezing.
Yeah.
But this is
the
this-
end.
Yeah, this is the wild thing about Imperial. It's like some of the units are in 12s and some of them are in 16s.
Yeah.
You know, some of them
Yeah.
are 45s, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's wild.
Yeah.
We developed a decimal-based counting system for
Yeah.
mathematics decades ago, if
Yeah.
not hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, probably. Objectively. And we still use those exact numbers. We still use a decimal system, but they then force a 12-base system or a 16-base system into that. What is happening?
No,
Just use
nonsense.
10s and 100s.
Probably even the cavemen.
We got 10.
Like, they saw something boiling, they just went, 100.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it.
That's as
Just
hot as it can be.
100.
Looked at Mount Doom.
Yeah.
So that's probably 100. isn't it?
Probably 100.
While we're on it, while we're grinding this axe, what's up with inches?
What is up with inches?
I don't know.
What is up with an inch?
How many people go like, oh, it's
But 0 inches is still 0 inches.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's a very good point. No,
Wow, that's profound.
yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but my point is, like, you know, you go, oh, I'm gonna measure this small thing. It's smaller than an inch. Oh, don't worry, that's 4/4,000th of an inch.
Yeah.
Or it's
fucking centimetre.
7/16 of an inch.
But this is the
It's
thing.
like,
We have a meter. It's like, oh, we need something smaller. Oh, we've got centimeter. Oh, we
Yeah.
need something smaller than that. We've got a millimeter.
What's smaller than a millimetre?
Nanometer?
micrometer.
Micrometer. Then nano.
Then nano.
Is it
Yeah.
actually?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We have
I was
answers
saying
to
that
these
facetiously,
questions.
but John's
Yeah.
actually answered the question.
John's very smart. You see.
Yeah.
No. I just
John can just recall information.
Yeah, he's not smart. He's just connected to Wikipedia.
Well, let's start at Steinhauser and we'll test my ability to recall information.
Brewed in Germany.
Wait, I think the clue is, in fact, it's called
Well,
Hauser.
it says that's what it says.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I have no reason to doubt you.
Yeah.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, guys, like, it's a winter wonderland.
It's all out there. Ooh.
It's treacherous, is what
Yeah,
it is.
Gloucestershire is frozen solid.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Do we know how cold it's actually been?
It's been -7.
It was -7 this morning.
Yes.
Centigrade.
Celsius.
Celsius, wow. Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Celsius.
So that's cold. And that's below zero, so we know that ice will fall.
It's 7
Yeah.
below 0.
Yeah.
That's
7
what it
below-
is.
that
I know,
means
I know,
something.
I know. We're in
That
bad.
means
yeah.
something numerically.
Yeah, and objectively,
Oh, I don't want to get bogged down.
I think
contextually,
I think I'm starting
and
to.
emotionally.
I think I'm starting to feel the consequences of like being unplugged from like news and the world.
Yes. Well, I didn't know that England had lost the
No,
World
we were
Cup.
talking about that before.
Yeah.
And somebody won now.
No, Sunday.
See,
Sunday.
don't even know
Sunday.
Who's that between?
The Argentina is between final and France. The final is between Argentina and France.
Oh,
okay.
they're big names in football.
How big names?
France have won
Yeah.
before, haven't they?
France won the last World Cup.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Haven't Japan done all right?
No, Japan got out of the group. Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
I saw a clip
Morocco.
of Japan like scoring a goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
Good for them.
Quite awesome.
the surprise package has been Morocco.
Really?
Ah,
Who got to the semi-final?
Wow.
nice.
It's very impressive.
I'm sure.
Cool.
They knocked out Belgium, Spain, and Portugal.
Wow.
Good effort.
It was a 3v1.
Yeah, at the same time.
They're incredible.
At the
Yeah.
same time.
I love football
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
It's wild
But it's the point. I didn't know that the World Cup was technically over.
for us.
Very nearly over.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Yeah.
know that this epic cold snap was coming our way.
Nobody knew. That's why
And
the
I
roads
also,
are frozen.
for a long time, didn't know it was just us. If it wasn't
Yeah.
for my genetic network
Yeah, of course.
of reaching out
Yeah.
through my relatives,
That's why genetic networks are important,
indeed,
I
I
think.
think so. Yeah, I agree.
Particularly at this time of year.
Yeah.
I've often said.
Yeah,
I can't wait
yeah.
to see my genetic network over this.
Christmas
the
is all
festive
about
period.
genetic networks, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's what I always say.
Season's greetings to your genetic network.
Yeah.
Did you make a snowman or do anything?
We went out in the snow and threw snowballs at the dog.
That's what a pet is for.
Somebody down the road has made a snowman and they've used onions for eyes. And it's terrifying. It's really bad.
Yeah.
I saw
yeah.
a decapitated snowman. That's
Yeah.
as far as I've
Yeah,
seen with that.
I've more than likely mentioned this before many times, but we have a field out the back of our house.
You do,
So we
yeah.
just went out there, and there were snowmen.
Mm.
They were
With it-
alive.
Dotting the landscape. That must have
Yeah.
been quite weird, actually.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, seeing a load of
Yeah.
men.
Little men.
I walked into town. I've actually made a few trips out on foot this week, and I walked into
On
town
foot.
because I needed a
Tennis rackets, glued to
Yeah.
your shoes.
and a husky over my back for
Yeah.
food. Yeah, I made a few trips out, and I actually ended up having a random conversation with an elderly woman on the walk home because
Were you carrying her?
no, I was hunting her actually.
The deadliest prey of all.
I almost slipped. I haven't fallen over, but
No,
there's
neither have I
a
yet.
little bit of a wobble. And then she was coming the
yeah.
other way, so I had a little chat with her, and she was coming out of her
She laughed at you.
home where she lived in, and she was walking into town. And I was like, this road was like treacherous.
Yeah.
It was like black ice, and I was like, you going far? She's like, oh, bless you, no, just into town. Anyway, goodbye. And she walked off, and I was like, she's going to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going far only into town. That's far.
That's
Yeah.
far
That's
enough.
far
in
enough
this.
to die.
But she seemed more competent than I.
But then, like an hour later, you saw two kids riding her like a sleigh, riding her stiff dead body.
If she hadn't seemed so nonchalant and confident about it, I would have been a bit like,
Uh-oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
But
Let
no,
me help
she-
you.
Did she have a stick or anything?
I guess she had
Are you
two
sure
in
she was coming
battle
out of her
formation,
house?
yeah.
Dual
She
wielding.
said as much.
Okay, fine.
What are you suggesting?
She might have been lost.
or lying. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say.
Or robbing the
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Case in the
She
joint.
could have been lying.
Well,
Yeah.
she's lived through like 4 wars, so I kind of assume
Which four?
Two of them are secret.
the Boer, the Crimea. I'm assuming she can handle snow.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't on the front line of those wars.
Well, I don't-
Presumably.
Who's to know?
All
I mean-
4 of them.
I mean, I don't know who she is.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
could have been the
You yeah.
Gallant's commander. Like,
could have been one of the unsung heroes of the war.
yeah.
In what respect?
I don't know,
Let's come up with a
I don't know.
backstory
She
for this
shot-
fascinating ice woman.
She shot Archduke Franz
Okay.
Ferdinand. I don't
Yeah.
know.
All right, fine.
Under
Yeah.
orders from the Kaiser.
In that situation,
From
I
the
would accept
cockpit of
that
a Spitfire.
she could probably handle a bit of snow.
Yeah, he probably handled the bills.
Yeah, probably handle a bit. She's dead though. She's
Yeah,
definitely
oh,
dead.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're also in the midst of a. I tell you what isn't really working at the moment.
Oh, here we go.
In broken Britain.
I was
Here we
I was
go.
Here we
promised
go.
this
rant when I walked in the house.
Well, it's logistics, isn't it? It's shipping.
Friggin'
It's the
logistics, man.
infrastructure of the country as a whole.
It's all gone. It's all gone to pot.
Yeah.
We haven't got
A lot of them don't know they're born these
we
days,
haven't
do
got
they?
postage. We haven't got some other things.
What's
Nurses.
vexing you, John?
Good
Good use of vexing.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
it.
all good postmans.
The
They're on
postmans.
the picket line right
Yeah,
now.
good for them.
Yeah,
Postington,
yeah,
yeah.
sending solidarity
Sticking
their
to
way.
the man.
And I think
whoever the man is.
we're all kind of realizing that without
Them.
her I was going to say the Queen's mail, but it's not hers anymore, is it?
That's been very confusing during
No.
the football. Singing King
I bet it.
after about 5 pints. Trying to remember to sing King.
Does it roll off the tongue? As
No,
well?
I did say Queen a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well.
Anyway,
Said it what you
I
like.
digress.
Send him victorious. You got to
Yeah.
And him.
That's
Yeah.
going to be weird. Yeah.
It's weird, yeah.
weird.
I'll get used to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, so we're having to fall back on all the other couriers.
Yes.
You know.
All those private ones.
Yeah, like
Are they
every-
making,
Royal
I bet they're
Mail's
making a
private.
killing, aren't they?
Yeah, well, probably
Temporarily.
but they're so shit
Yes.
that it just annoys me that like I don't want to be that guy, and I wouldn't mind it. So if you just say it's going to be late, it's fine. But I was waiting on something arriving today, and it was like it's going to definitely going to arrive between 2 and 4.
Ah, sweet.
Definitely going to arrive between 2 and 4. So
tight little
fine.
window.
You know what? It's cool. It's not the end of the world. I can wait. It's cool, but that's fine. I'm glad. Nice of you to tell me. Then it's like it's coming up on 4. Definitely getting here before 9.
Sure.
It's definitely getting here before 9.
100%.
That's a gear switch.
I was like, okay, cool, no worries.
Before 9.
And then not long after 4, it changes
Sure.
again. It says we tried to deliver it
No.
and we couldn't.
Not true.
Objectively false.
Dated 1 o'clock.
Not true.
Oh, that's a lie.
And then of course you're only this is where I get angry. It's that like they just didn't ship it.
No.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because I've been in all day.
Sure.
Right, looking out the window every 5 minutes.
Curtain twitcher.
Yeah, curtain
Yeah.
twitcher. But then your only recourse, because they're like, they go like, how can I avoid this happening again? It's like, make sure there's free and easy access to your house. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Yes, we are.
Yes, there's glass ice outside.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, it's a death trap. Yes. You'd have to fight your way over a body of dead couriers. There's no excuse.
No.
Like, there's
No.
nothing wrong.
Either you're out there and
Yeah.
claiming to deliver parcels in
Yes.
this weather, or you're not. And if you're not, don't lie to me.
You're just a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because clearly, like, at Courier Central, something's gone wrong.
Are we not
Like,
going to name the courier?
well, I honestly don't know which one this
fine.
is.
It doesn't really matter,
I just
yeah,
know
yeah.
it's
They're all the
coming
same.
via a courier.
Yeah.
And I'm getting updates via a third party.
Sure.
But it's like, okay, so something broke down, like in
Sure.
the system. I don't mean a van. I mean, like, it probably just didn't leave the depot. There's been some breakdown in the system. And they've clearly only got a limited number of buttons to press.
Oh,
You've
so
got-
you think they just hit the attempted delivery
well,
button?
I guess it's
reckon, yeah.
technically true. They attempted to deliver it.
Any sort of kind, if you move it from one desk to the next, that's kind of attempting it, isn't it? If as long as it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
thought
right,
about
I
it.
just
reckon they
dispatched
probably
it.
just press that button when they can't be asked, or whatever.
Yeah.
Something's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they think people will generally will accept this. We might have a handful who kick off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah,
But-
well,
on a very
yeah.
popular podcast.
Yeah.
well, I, and I'm sure this will give them the.
Are you on another podcast?
and heaven forbid.
That was good. I was a beat off there. Wasn't I? I was like one beat off.
But yeah, it just annoys me, and this is really just an old man grumble now. Is that you're just dealing with machines all the time, and they just press a button, and they go, "Oh yeah, we tried." We tried.
We
Tried.
tried.
We did our best.
And then, of course, the only recourse is the computer then telling you how to be a good member of the public, how to
Sure.
be a good customer,
Sure.
and to
Maybe be in, John.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, stand by your window, John,
You
and
should
like
be in
look
more. That's
for
what you should
once,
be.
John.
maybe put like a line of artisanal chocolates
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
the pavement and your doorstep.
Yeah,
Maybe
should,
I don't
yeah.
know, like sweep your doorstep like once, John. You know,
Exactly.
for fuck's sake,
I think it's your fault.
actual shaming you in
Yeah.
your emails now.
I think you're kind of to blame.
That's
here,
my
John.
grumble.
Maybe
Yeah.
stop your cat shitting on your doorstep, John.
Have you now received the product?
No, because this escapade was today.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
see. All right.
so fresh.
What is
Fresh
it? Is
news.
it a professional delivery or a personal delivery?
This one is a professional delivery.
Oh, wonderful.
But I have been getting some Christmas presents delivered, haven't I? Haven't I?
What a treat.
Lovely.
And some of those are meant to arrive Monday, and then they don't.
No.
And then
sure.
they're like,
Ruins
you're waiting,
Christmas.
and you're waiting because that threshold keeps getting pushed back. You go, oh, yeah, it'll definitely be here before lunchtime. Definitely be here before
100%.
5 p.m. Definitely be here before 10:30 at night. I'm like, that's really
Definitely be here before New Year's Eve.
I'm an old man. I fall asleep at 8:30 these days.
Oh, I'm not waiting till 10:30.
Yeah, and
That's
then
late, that's late for things to be
that
delivered.
is quite late. And then at and then I'm looking at my clock and I'm going like, 29 minutes past 10.
Oh, don't be that guy,
Oh, it's
John.
coming. It's coming. And then it ticks over to 30, 10:30 at night, and it goes, yeah, we'll definitely try again tomorrow.
Fuckers.
And I was like, it just
Yeah.
don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
No.
Get it.
I love the idea, right?
Right,
That
here
there's
we go.
someone at their end just having a really good laugh with this. She's going, I just told him we'll be there by 10:30. I've just said to him.
He's going to be sat there.
We know it's not. It's right here, by the minute.
I can see
it's
it.
next to me on my.
But that's a really good point. It's like we are so kind of just generally beaten down as society.
Yeah.
And we expect things to be a bit shit, constantly.
Sure,
And our expectations are so low. There's no aspiration to get anything better. Like a company can just say whatever.
Yeah.
A company can
And
just
they know they
you just
can.
have to accept
They
it.
can just say like, oh yeah, 24-hour delivery. Absolutely. Yeah, no bother. Of course we will.
Pay extra for it. I
Yeah.
will. I will.
24-hour delivery. It's going to be incredible. Yeah, we know it's important to you.
incredible.
And then, like, the company can say that. The national manager can say it. The regional manager can say it. And then Terry, in
his van.
the sorting office, can just go like, yeah, I don't feel like it today.
Oh yeah.
And I'll complain. But Terry's disappeared into the machine. I can't find him.
You'll never find Terry.
I'm not going to get
There's
any...
a billion Terrys.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to get any recompense from Terry.
Yeah, no chance.
Terry don't give a shit about
And
it.
I go, what can I do? I'll complain. I go, oh, you got to wait another 24 hours. Why?
Yeah.
You can't lodge a complaint.
We'll come and pick up that complaint.
You're already
By
100% late. It's not
Our
going to get...
complaints department is very busy at the moment.
Yeah. And then you go to complain and they're like, oh, don't worry, sir. Like all people, we will give you got the option of having a full refund. I just want my fucking
I
iron.
want my
That's all I
product.
want. I just want my insulin. Is it too much to ask? Is it too
Yeah.
much to
Yeah,
ask?
speaking of insulin, I constantly get emails from my pharmacy going, hey Nick,
You look like you need insulin.
you take a lot of drugs for all of your various sicknesses and problems. Why don't
Have you
you?
considered getting a new illness?
We found a syringe in a landfill. Would you like us to send it to you? No, like, would you like to switch to delivered to your door prescription fulfillment? And I just every time just like, no!
Yeah, no.
Because I'll never get my drugs. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. I know that ostensibly we have like a logistics and fulfillment system in this country, ostensibly.
Yeah.
But if I need it tomorrow,
Yeah.
and it won't come because our bar is so low at this point of expectation. You know, like, no, I'm going to go to the shop and get my drugs, even if it's snowing outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
But also, like, I've been adjacent to you while you've been collecting your drugs.
That normally fails.
Yeah, I've been keeping watch.
Down that alleyway.
I've been keeping watch for the cops. Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
They rarely have the thing.
Well,
you know.
pharmacies do the whole like, oh yeah, it'll take like 15 minutes for us to fill this prescription, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you're just getting them out of drawers though. I can see you doing it.
Yeah.
So I go away and I'm like, okay, I'll give them 20, you know, because.
Oh,
Fuck
you're
it.
a good guy. Yeah.
Well, but because the bar's so low. Again, it's
Sure,
just the
yeah.
expectation.
You've-
I know I'm going
you've
to
been
ground
ground down over the years.
Yeah, so I'll give him 20 because I guess I'm an idiot. And then I come back in 25 minutes because, you know, I got
you got
distracted by
another
some chocolate or
5,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, add on another 5. Yeah,
Oh, another 5, just to give him a
the benefit.
chance, yeah.
And then they go, oh yeah, no, we'll start that now.
Fuck.
And then I watch them take the drugs out of the drawers
Yeah.
for another 5 minutes.
Put them in the bag.
And then bring them over. It's just like, what's your name and address? You know my name and address! I just told you it 5 minutes ago.
I've never understood what they're actually doing.
I as a kid, genuinely used to think they made the drugs. They like mixed them all
Pestle and mortar
in
them
the
up.
bag.
That's not.
I'm not sure if that's something my mum told me.
That's not an unreasonable thing to assume.
I think back in the days of like, It's a Wonderful Life.
I feel like now that's moronic.
Yeah.
to think that. To be honest.
Well,
I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in an innocent way.
In a lovely, innocent
Yeah.
way.
I mean, it'd be different if, like, your doctor has, for some reason, said, "Oh, Nicholas needs 17 pills."
Yeah.
and they've got to like count them out.
Decant it out. No, I need millions of
Yeah,
pills.
Yeah, many
and they probably
pills.
come in like packs of 50.
I'll take the pack.
So they just give you.
Give me the box.
Yeah,
set,
in
dude.
bulk. Just
Yeah.
yeah. 17 blister packs.
But also, like, I put my prescription in a week ago. And I often think, like, surely at that point, they'll get a collection of prescriptions, like, a week ago. And they'll be like, we need to get these drugs in a week's time. So they place the orders thereabouts, there, a day after that, I don't know, around there. So that in a week's time,
Yeah.
when I come in,
Yeah.
the drugs will be there.
They'll be there,
Of
yeah.
course. 'cause
Yeah.
Surely that's the whole point. That's why they say to me, wait a week, right?
Supply and demand.
And then I go in, and they go, oh, we haven't got any of that in stock. And I'm like, but I put it in a week ago. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one thing you do.
I'd like to say that's a you problem.
Yeah.
but no,
No, now it's
massively a me problem.
Now I'll be shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Do you know what screaming diarrhea is?
Yeah.
You're about to.
I'm gonna do it.
You think that's a you problem? Wait till you see what's about to happen before I walk out the shop.
Oh no. Oh no. Has this ever happened to you?
I'll make it a brown you problem right now.
You turn to the queue. Like, I know you can't leave, but you may want to look away.
You're a part of this now.
Oh dear.
Gripes.
Who's got hate?
Go on then.
Ah,
Shy and retiring Chris Ray.
I'll do it.
Yeah, go on, do
Twisting
it.
my arm, John.
Do it.
I'll do it.
Do it.
My hate is, and I'm very humble. You know how humble I am.
You are humble as
I'm the most humble. So I hate how much sacrifice I have to make to look this good.
Wait,
That's my problem.
how much sacrifice you have to
I
make?
have to make a lot of sacrifices.
A
to
lot
look
of
this
work.
good. Yeah, a lot of work goes into this. So,
Yeah, okay.
what the listeners might not realise, anyone who knows what I look like, and why would you?
You better
frankly,
not know what he looks like.
You might not know what I look like.
No, it's possible. Yeah.
Well, I do a
Imagine if people don't know what I look like and imagine what I might look
No,
like.
the artwork for our podcast is photos of us.
It is, but
Yes.
do people look at that?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Am I the one in the middle?
You're the good-looking one.
I'm the good-looking one in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you are in the middle. Yes.
Yeah. What they will know from the picture is that I have straight hair.
They will know that.
Straight.
Slick back.
It's true.
Slick back.
Yeah.
Fancy way.
Sweeped hair. Not natural.
No.
Not
Oh my god, you're revealing
You're
it.
not a blonde?
natural. Not even. Used to be as a kid, though. I was
Yeah.
a blonde kid. I was a fat blonde kid.
A fat blonde kid.
A fat blonde kid.
A fat blonde
with
kid.
curly hair.
Dun dun dun.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
So often, why do they always come out blonde?
Kid, what?
Come out, kids.
Fat kids.
Yeah, fat kids.
Fat kids.
Always,
Why do they all go out blonde?
always cherubic.
Little cherubs.
My hair has been curly since birth.
It's a day was
Since the day I was born.
Yeah.
And you decided, fuck you to nature, you said.
I did. That's exactly what I said.
I want it to be different to the way it is.
Yeah,
And some
exactly.
people kill for curly hair.
Yeah.
And isn't it weird how we always want what we don't have?
Everyone
yeah.
always wants that.
Yeah.
However,
Stuck a thumb in Gog's eye and said, "Not
Yeah.
today,
not today. God.
Yeah, sure.
Satan.
Yahweh."
So I thought I was one day at university and someone went to me, you know what? Because I was on a night out, and as a student, your hair grows and all that kind of thing.
Because you don't bother doing
You go
it.
through a lot of changes.
You don't bother
at that
doing
time in your
anything.
life,
Yeah, you can't be bothered to go get
I
a
look like
haircut.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo at uni.
Yeah.
'Cause all of my hair just grew.
I got a mullet at one point.
I looked horrendous.
So it got quite long, and I was like, don't know what to do because I look terrible, but I'm not going to go for a haircut because I used to shave my head, as John knows.
You
I was
certainly
bald
did,
for a
yeah.
long time
Okay.
to try and avoid these curls. So someone who you know now just said to me, and he straightened his hair at the time, said, I'm going to straighten your hair, see what it looks like. I went, all right,
Let's
fine.
do it.
And there began my journey.
Oh, wow.
My God, I looked incredible.
The first time you
The
did
first
it,
time.
you looked in the mirror, you're like,
I've been there.
Yeah. I looked at it, I just went, fucking hell. Why have I not been doing this my whole life?
wow.
And that started me on this journey
What a moment.
to where I am now. And I struggled with it for a long time. I had experimented, my hair got long, and I shaved it off again when I went to Canada. You remember when I came to see you in Canada?
I remember shaving your head.
You shaved my
Fuck,
head.
you went to Canada.
John did it.
Yeah, it's rare for me to mention that. Yeah,
Canada.
I got halfway through shaving his head, and then
It broke, didn't it?
Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, so I had to wear a hat for like a
Nice.
week. Yeah,
Well, you got a haircut like the next day.
I went out somewhere, didn't I? I went to like Supercuts or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Had to cover up for the walk there.
Yeah. Anyway, so and I just thought, no, I'm going to commit to this and try and go for a hairstyle.
Yes.
And I've landed on what I've got now, and I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you.
Yes,
Thank you.
It works.
But I have to straighten it every day. Every time I go in the shower, I'm not curly like it used to be because it's naturally a bit wavy now, I guess.
Okay.
But I still have to straighten it.
How weird that it doesn't get the fucking picture. You've been
No.
doing this for how many
I know,
years?
right?
Yeah.
I know.
Like 10
I know.
years?
I guess it's a testament to how often you have been doing it.
Mm.
Is that I've not even seen you on an off day.
No.
You know
No,
what
I
I mean?
haven't.
No,
I've
never.
no.
Yeah.
Well,
You're very careful.
yeah, I know. I've got it down to like every other day now if I'm lucky. If the
Okay.
side of my hair is short, which it is at the moment, because I get that shaved off, then I can get away with 2 days. But otherwise, I just have to wash it, and it goes curly again, and I have to straighten it all over again.
Yeah.
And the whole process probably takes about an hour out of my day just to do my hair to look this average.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Do you have a specific barber
Yes.
who knows the style to cut your hair into
Yes.
to create this look?
I love my barber.
Are you afraid that he'll get hit by a car?
Yes.
And then you'll have to somehow
So
explain
purely
this.
for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
I'm terrified about my barber.
Does
Something terrible happening to me, or his hands get chopped off in a a butchering
Well,
accident or something. Yeah.
Here's a question for you though.
Yeah.
When you go to your barber,
Mm.
do you go in au natural or do you go
Well,
in?
here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
My barber, before he cuts my hair, washes it.
So he sees it.
So I will walk in with straight hair, and he will wash it, and it will go curly.
So he knows your secret.
And he knows now. He knows this now.
But
Sometimes I'll go in with curly hair because I can't be bothered, obviously, to straighten it to go to the barber for him to wash it and it go curly again.
He's sworn to secrecy, I presume. Like,
Oh, he keeps my haircut records, so he's taken a Hippocratic oath,
yes, of course.
and he can't tell other barbers or anyone.
Got like a manila folder.
He can't even tell anyone in my genetic network. That's
yeah.
the thing. So
That's the incredible
The thing
thing.
is, you've got like a kind of short back and sides kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Very short.
and a
So-
sweep. It's basically a sweep.
So I don't say a mohawk because it's not.
No,
It's long on top.
It's quite high. The line is quite high at the top at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he
But
fucked it up.
It sounds great.
Great barber, though.
Yeah. But it sounds like if you let it go all natural now, you would kind of have like a mohawk because you'd have like this kind of
You'd have a
this
patch of curls on the top.
strap of
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, it goes further on one side than the other because of this sweep in nature.
I see. Yes.
But yeah, kinda. Yeah, it just goes sort of afro-y again. So
So
that,
your hate,
my hate is that I have to sacrifice my time to do that, and I put a lot of product in it.
a lot of product.
If
It
I'm
does
honest
look
with
glossy
you,
right
and it's
now.
going to end up costing me my marriage.
Really?
Liz has been quite vocal about the fact that my fucking hair gel is everywhere, and she's
Why
not
does it
wrong.
get- why does it get
I'll tell
everywhere?
you, John, she's not wrong
Why is it everywhere?
because I use so much of it. I
You
haven't
haven't got
use,
that much hair.
No, I know,
And it
right?
doesn't look like you've used that much.
I guess like the kind of fluid ounce per square centimeter
Yeah.
is quite.
But I,
quite
Good
high.
mix of units there.
I
Thank you.
use Schwarzkopf matte paste. Oh, jeez.
I think it's a quart per.
Yeah,
a
quart per square inch.
Quart per semi-hectare.
Yeah, that's exactly the measurement. Yeah. So I use Schwarzkopf matte paste. If you're looking for a good hair product,
I love his
No,
work.
that might make your wife leave you.
Oh, yeah, great.
Schwarzkopf matte paste. I put my index finger in every morning. I take a scoop. So it's sort of if it to be like a sugar on a spoon, John.
Sure.
You're looking at me.
It's
It would be like
very-
a mounded. It'd be like a mounded spoonful.
heaped
I'm glad the
teaspoon.
listener.
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
the listener was insulated from this because there's a lot of very like
Yeah.
visual
Oh, yeah,
kind of finger
yeah.
movements going
Yeah.
on here. Yeah.
Oh, you have to.
So you've got heaping sugar on your finger.
Yeah, of matte paste.
Yeah.
And I just go and then sweep it back and whatever I need to do.
Sure.
But then obviously I need to go and wash my hands.
Oh,
So
Oh,
I
I
have to
see.
touch the tap. I have to touch the light switch.
Oh, so you grease the world up.
I have to touch the banister. I have to-
wait,
somehow, every morning, I don't know how this happens. Just touch the light switch. Every morning, I'll end up with some gel on my right shoulder. Every morning.
You've been doing this for a decade.
I don't know how it gets there.
I'm sorry. Where are you greasing up? That is so far from the tap.
Oh, I don't know. I do it in bed. I get ready in bed.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
I'm like sitting up in bed doing it.
Because the few times I put like product in my
Yeah.
hair, which I haven't done today, I'll do it in the bathroom.
Oh, you
when
should.
the light's
yeah.
already on.
That's a better idea.
In
That's
the,
a much
That's
better
where my
idea.
big mirror
in
is.
the sloppy wet room. That's
And
where.
also, I've just remembered I have to lift the sheets off myself.
Oh
while
my
I've got hair
God.
gel in
Oh,
my hand.
God.
There's
So
that
you're,
as well.
so you're in bed, fully nude,
I mean,
just woken up.
you're laughing, but yeah.
You've got like a duvet kind of glued to your hand.
Yeah.
Basically.
You've got one item on your
Yeah,
bedside
and obviously,
table, and it's a vat of
I've got-
van clay.
I've got like not a handheld mirror, but one on a little stand kind of thing, like a
Sure,
circular one
yeah.
on a little stand.
Sure.
I have to move that obviously.
Right, so
with
that's
gel on
greased
my
up.
hand, so that's got
course,
grease.
yeah,
That's got
yeah.
hair gel on it.
Christ.
Far be it for me to comment.
I struck the
your
dog
system.
obviously on my way out.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh.
Obviously.
I like to think that there's like maybe 40% of the objects in your house are greased now at this point.
I mean, the banister definitely is.
Oh my god.
And then, of course, you have a dog.
Yeah.
So there's dog hairs floating around your house. They stick to the
Dog
grease.
hair gel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you've got kind of like a fuzzy house at this point.
How long
like-
have you
Yeah.
lived in your
It's
house?
more hair than carpet.
How long have you lived in your house now?
4 years.
So that's the reason why I have not been upstairs in your house since day one.
Because you slip. You can't get
I
up.
won't lie to you, John. It's one of the reasons.
If
Yeah.
you tried to, you'd fall.
Yeah, or you get stuff on your hand. At the
Sure,
very
yeah,
least.
yeah.
You get some house
And you
bogey.
wouldn't like it.
No.
So yeah, those are sort of two quite large sacrifices I've had to make.
Your marriage.
My marriage,
Yeah.
Imminently.
And some time in the
or
morning.
and yeah, like
Yeah.
1/24 of my day.
Oh, very good unit usage
Thank
there as
you.
well. I like that, yeah.
Well, there's 24 fucking hours in the day, isn't there?
I
Oh,
think-
in America, it's like 72.3. Fuck off.
So
I-
does
yeah.
it actually take you about an hour?
Yeah, more or less. If you include the shower.
Because you got a shower,
Yeah, a shower.
dry it.
Do you dry?
I keep it a bit damp to
Yes.
straighten it.
Oh, is that wise?
No, it does burn
Yeah, because
sometimes.
it sizzles. That's good. That's
I've
good.
heard-
Is that- is
I've
that-
heard the mighty sizzle atop of my head
Yeah.
before.
I'm no scientician, but I've heard that
can tell.
straightening wet hair is not good.
No. Well, my hair's probably dead.
I mean, it looks like bark.
Thank you.
It's not a compliment.
Oh no.
I'll take it though.
Okay.
No,
It's better than it used to look.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
You think what I used to look like?
I
John?
can't remember what
I
you
look-
used to look
I
like.
look like trash.
You've been living this life for so long. I
Yeah.
don't know what's normal.
Exactly. This has just become my hair now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This has just become my hairstyle,
I,
which I'm glad about. But yeah, it does take a lot of upkeep and
Yeah.
sacrifice for Liz.
Well,
Yeah, well, Liz has to make the biggest sacrifice of all.
Yeah.
I feel I can't judge you too harshly because everyone's got a thing
Yeah.
they do to look at themselves in the mirror
And accept
and
it.
not cry.
I
Yeah.
feel like everyone hates their own hair, though, right?
I think
Yeah.
that is a thing.
But then
yeah.
everyone looks at everyone else's hair and just goes, "They fucking got it." Now. I look at your hair, Chris, and
Yeah.
I go, "You've got style,
Yeah.
and you suit it, and you look great." I
Thank
look
you.
at your hair, John. I'm like, "You wear a long hair.
Like he's trying.
You wear a long hair. Well,
I was waiting
You
for
know?
this. I thought this triangle was. We were going to say something.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real gift of the Magi.
because,
sort of
because
thing.
I'm wearing a hat today because I
are.
hate my hair today.
Do you?
And
Well,
and generally I hate it most
Oh,
of the
but
time.
Nicholas, your hair's amazing.
Here we go. You see,
Yeah.
it? Prime example. You just proving my
Last
point.
time I saw you, your hair looked very good.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Just had it cut.
I was fishing for that with all
Yeah.
of my.
Yeah, it did. It did. It looks
I'm not
good.
just saying
Yeah.
it.
No, we're all very accomplished men in our mid-30s.
But we always
look
hate
great,
our own
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like Ali's
Yeah.
got straight hair.
Mm.
What you'd like, but
Yeah.
she's desperate for curls.
Yeah, yeah.
So she curls her hair when we go
Yeah.
out or anything, going out for dinner. She'll spend an hour curling her hair,
Exactly.
and the curls won't hold. They won't stay for very long
No.
because her hair's naturally straight.
Yeah.
We all
People
want what
always
we
want
don't
what they
have.
don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucy goes through all manner of
Yeah.
things on her hair to try and get it to curl.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, curls, go away. Be gone. Bedeviling me. I don't want them.
Yeah, but you've got a wave. You've got
It's
a
a more of a
natural
wave.
curl
There's a
wave
wave
to your
now,
hair.
yeah.
There's a bit
It's
of
amazing.
yeah. Well, I mean, like,
I'd kill for a wave.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, like, my thing now is because I've said before, I went like 5 or 7 years without washing my hair.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I do wash it occasionally. I shampooed my hair a few days ago because I had a haircut.
Broke the seal.
And now it's like it's just
Bouncing
it's
around.
everywhere. It's all up in my grill, you know. And I've got long hair now, so it can whip
Quite
me in the
long,
eye. And
yeah.
my hair's like Teflon.
It'll get
like
you,
it's-
won't it?
Yeah. So the irony is that my hair was quite long and messy. Had a haircut, and now it's just long. And the problem is, it's like maybe like an inch shorter, so it's at prime eye level.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it
gets
is.
right in
So
those
there's a
eyes.
lot of
curling
there's
up
a lot
into
of
your
eye
eyeball,
whipping
yeah.
now. See, my system now is I only wash my hair like every 3 or 4 days.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do roughly.
Tie up in a
Yeah.
ponytail, go to sleep, wake up, yawn. It's often best on day 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Grease up the house. Go
Yeah.
out.
I'm trying to
We've
build
got to grease up the
I'm
house.
trying to build up that protective layer of grease. I shampooed it. I
Yeah.
lost it.
Yeah.
I had 5 years worth of funk going on.
Yeah.
You know, I've lost it.
It does protect the paintwork actually. So
Yeah.
That's
good.
true.
That's a
yeah,
good thing.
that's something. Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, I can't judge you. I can't judge you.
Here's another
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
That just popped into my head.
Now we're gonna judge
Oh
you.
no.
We got a headboard behind our
Oh,
bed, and it's made of like carpet kind of material, like just like cotton material kind of thing.
Okay.
It's light grey,
Oh no.
not where I sleep.
Oh no.
It's a dark grey circle
Oh.
that it's just hair gel.
I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say this charitably. You can fit comfortably, I'd imagine, into a bed.
Thank you.
Lengthwise, is what I'm saying.
That's the nicest thing
Length-
you've ever said. to
Lengthwise,
Chris,
I
ever.
fit in a bed. Yes.
yes. So why
You're,
is it,
you're suggesting that I should be further down the bed.
why is your head? Why are you?
Well, I'd sit up in bed and
And read.
No.
Okay.
Like chat.
stupid thing to say.
I'm
What-
so sorry.
Yeah.
He could have been reading like his Panini football stickers.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
like-
I read the Beano. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, recently we've been watching telly because obviously our telly's upstairs because we've been having work done,
Indeed.
which has been quite good. But we'll move it down this weekend. But yeah, I like watch stuff on my phone. We watch like Netflix on my phone or something if we just
Sure.
got half an hour or whatever.
How does that work?
And you'll
You're
grease up.
holding it up? Are
Yeah,
you-
pretty much. Yeah, I just hold it.
Hold
get
an
it
achy
there.
arm.
Yeah.
yeah.
So sometimes I go, can we just use the laptop? And then yeah, but the telly's been a godsend for my achy arm.
Got one really hench arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, there's that as well. So I had to get some Vanish on that. And it cleaned up a tree, but now it's gone dark
Uh.
again. I'll have to get some more vanish on it over Christmas.
You'll have to, yeah.
I was just
Christmas treat.
Yeah.
kind of picturing. I know people occasionally have like odd sleep positions. I was kind of picturing that, like, you go to bed lying down. Well, good night, dear. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, like, 3 a.m., you're like crouched over on your headboard.
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
just kind of like.
Gollum.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah, it's not quite
What
that
does my
bad.
neck and face and arms hurt?
Every
I
morning.
do wake up
yeah.
with a bad neck almost every morning.
bad neck, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I
So it
got
might
a
be
pillow
that.
that fixed that right up.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those sort of. It's got a weird shape where it kinks
Oh.
in and supports your neck,
Oh.
and they're kind of hard. And at first you're like, "What is this?" It's like sleeping
it's
on
good.
a brick, but it's completely solved.
So do
all
you
up my
sleep
neck.
on your back?
I pretty much.
I sleep on my
pretty much
front.
entirely
That's the
do.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh, this
I-
won't work at all then.
Oh, okay. Forget that. If anything, will make it worse.
This will be much worse.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I had this magical pillow, and I would lie on my back, and it was delightful.
Yeah.
I have
treat.
I've been informed reliably that it makes me snore like a gutted pig.
Oh, really?
And that
Yeah.
has now been beaten out of me.
Well, Ali always falls asleep before me, so she never knows whether I am indeed snoring like a gutted pig.
Lucy, bless her, has been suffering from a bit of a cold this week, and I woke up this morning and I was like. God, I was actually quite good. It's no joke.
brag.
Most mornings I wake up probably
I'm
about
feeling
half.
absolutely fantastic.
I feel
Yeah.
great today.
Yeah,
dear.
most mornings I wake up about 5:30.
This
No
is coughing
joke.
up
In
blood.
a blind panic. I every day I wake up in a state of hyper anxiety. And last night
That's nice.
I slept through the night really well.
Wow.
And I woke up going, God, that was a good night's sleep. I was like, hello dear, how are you? It's awful. It was like, really? So I was up about 4 or 5 times of the night in a coughing fit, and I was like, were you?
That's the worst thing you can say.
How awful for you.
Were you? I didn't hear anything.
I know.
I was sleeping so soundly that I didn't hear a thing.
Apparently, it took her a couple of hours to go to bed as soon as you went to sleep.
There you
Didn't-
go.
didn't- I was like,
Didn't get any
"Oh,
evidence of that, did you?
glad I could support her through that difficult time. You know? Ooh.
Well, I have a hate.
Oh, Nick's got a
There you
Yeah.
go.
Could I have a
I-
bottle opener?
Yes, of
Oh,
course. There we
Sorry,
are.
Nick, please have your moment.
Have your Steinhauser.
Thank you.
Let me have my moment back. I don't have a word for this, so I'm hoping that maybe we can workshop this and
Well,
find
okay.
out
Very
what
good.
it is. But my sort of rough title for it is like visual bragging,
Oh.
right? But it's not always exclusively visual. But basically, it's when someone really wants you to mention or notice something
Okay.
about them that they think makes them special.
Oh.
and
Like
they'll
my
either-
hair.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly
And they'll
like
go
that.
on a podcast and they'll
Yeah,
talk about
exactly.
it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Hoping they'll get compliments.
Sure.
That sort of thing.
Sure.
But no, it's typically like someone wants to, and this happened I have a very, very good example of this. Very juicy example.
Oh.
Interesting. Yeah.
But basically, they'll do something visually or cryptically. Like they might say something, but it'll be cryptic.
Gotcha.
So that you'll go, tell me more.
Like,
And then they get the spotlight.
gosh, it's really hard to walk with my pendulous balls.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you wouldn't say the balls bit. though.
Oh,
You'd get, Really hard to walk today.
And you'd be like, why is that?
Oh, why is that? Did a ball work out last night? And the ball technician said, "You've got the biggest balls
Yeah,
in
because
the
of
country.
my spectacular
Because
balls.
of my incredible pendulous bollocks."
Yeah, that kind of thing.
So they'll hide,
It's a
they'll
very-
bury the lead.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a very leading statement.
So
sure.
John mentioned the Winter Wonderland that we're having at the moment.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I was in Gloucester,
Oh.
and that's when it started snowing.
Yes.
And it started snowing in Gloucester at about, midday-ish sort of time. And it was really coming down, and it was sticking. And where I was working, where my studio is, I go out the door, and there's like the centre, basically this big square in the centre of Gloucester, called King Square. And I had to pop out multiple times, like 4 or 5 times, because I just really badly calculated what I was doing
because of the smell.
Yeah.
because of the smell of my own.
Just to
studio.
play in the snow.
Because of what I did in my studio. I ran out of clay, okay? For my sculpting. No, I just really badly
Just
planned
ran
my
out
journey.
in, it's snowing!
And the first time I went out, there was a man
Oh.
out in the square, and he
Sure.
was with a group of his friends. And I think they must live centrally, because he... it seemed as though he must have come from somewhere very nearby, and you'll know why in a second, because
Okay.
he was wearing a vest
Oh, here we go.
and boxer shorts
Yeah.
and flip-flops.
Ah.
And they were all his mates were huddling outside Subway because they'd obviously come out for lunch. And they were huddling under this overhang to keep them out of the snow.
Yeah.
He was deliberately stood apart from them, but maintaining a conversation with them.
Right.
Stood in the snow. Like,
Okay.
just wearing fuck all.
God, only a really hard man would
Yeah.
do
I know, right?
I feel like he wanted everyone to see him.
And I feel like he
Doing
wanted
that.
people to go, hey, mate,
Hey, what are you doing?
aren't you cold?
Yeah.
No one was saying that
No,
to him.
yeah.
You know, and it felt like he was constantly, even though I was only passing him briefly,
He's
I
looking
passed him
around,
like 3 or 4 times.
trying
and
to
then
meet your gaze.
There was a real sense of him looking
Yeah.
at me, looking at anyone else who walked past, trying to get his friends' attention.
Sure.
But of course, he was far enough away from them because they were sensible and huddling under shelter.
Yeah.
That he was out of the conversation. So the one thing he wanted to be was the centre of attention, but he'd exiled himself from the conversation to be in the snow. Right. Anyway, I only came down heavier and heavier, and every time I went out, he was still out there. And I could feel this like palpable frustration coming off of him. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
an aura around him. It's like, no one's asking me
Why aren't they asking me why I'm in the
why
snow?
I'm not cold.
Yeah.
And then you will not believe this shit, right? I went out for maybe the 4th time, and he was gone, but his mates were still there.
Oh.
I was like, where is he? And then
He perished. Yeah.
I went out, I think I went to W.H. Smith's, picked something up, and then on my walk back from W.H.
Yeah.
Smith's, he'd appeared again.
Really?
But now he was clutching a bag of ice from Iceland, like a bag of ice cubes, and he was hugging it like you'd hug a teddy bear while standing in the snow. And at that point, one of his mates went,
Aren't you cold?
dude, aren't you cold? And he was like, and honestly, it was like something snapped, like the atmosphere just became electric.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
like, it's my moment, and he just went, no, I'm fine now, I'm good. What the fuck? Like he had to elevate the game because wearing boxers and flip flops in the snow wasn't enough. He had to go to Iceland and buy a bag of ice cubes and hug it.
That's so
In the
awful.
snow.
That's so I
It's
can't.
so awful.
It's so
Yeah.
cartoonishly awful. I
I
can't.
know.
I almost can't believe it happened.
because that's
Yeah.
you can't even be charitable. You can't even go, oh, he probably wanted the ice for his drinks at home because
No
it was
chance.
too fucking cold.
No
and also,
chance.
why was he hugging it? And if you're hugging it, you're going to melt the fucking
Yeah.
ice. That's not how you carry ice. There was only one reason he bought that
Yeah.
fucking ice.
Surely there's simpler ways of proving you're a prick. I mean, like that's a lot of effort.
Imagine your mates care about you so little that you even when you're like
That's the level.
down to the bare bones, you still have to go and get a prop.
Yeah.
I'd assumed that his mates were in on it. I'd assumed this was part of some stunt.
Like it's some sort of
They were
prank.
doing it for the talk. I don't know.
But no, there was none of
Yeah.
that because because nothing was happening.
Maybe like us walking out, doing that, and then just one of us just not wearing clothes.
Yeah. That's exactly
like
what
there's
it
no,
was.
there's no.
And they were all
Yeah.
huddled. They were all wearing big coats and puffer jackets and stuff, and they were all eating their lunch.
Yeah.
They'd all bought a Subway, so they were clearly out for that exact reason. He didn't have a fucking Subway, did he? No, he doesn't need it.
Don't need a Subway.
He's a big tough man with his bag of ice.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
And
If
I
I'm honest
realise
with
that
you.
this is a very, very extreme example of
Yeah,
a
oh,
thing
yeah.
that I've seen before.
Well, oh yeah, it happens. It's like I think we mentioned it on social media before, which is that people put a leading status on like,
Yes.
oh, I can't believe it, I'm just so upset.
Don't ask me about it.
Everyone goes, oh, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And they don't reply.
Yeah. Or they say something like, I don't want to talk about it.
Don't
Can't
want to talk about
here.
it. Don't want
Yeah.
to talk about it.
So why did you...
Don't put it on Facebook then.
Can we rule out that this was some kind of weird sex thing?
No.
I don't think we can
rule
rule out
no.
anything at this point.
No.
Was he a snow?
How old would this guy? be?
Probably younger than us.
Okay.
But he was very big.
Right.
And I don't mean that in an uncharitable way. He was just a
Sure.
large man.
A large man.
Yeah. And so he probably wasn't that cold because he didn't look like he was shivering. He was quite built. You know, he was quite broad and he was quite round and rotund.
What if he was a smaller man in a costume?
In a big
and
man
that
costume.
was the insulation.
Oh, and he was actually very warm. Too warm.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
to
Which
take
is why he
some-
needs to go get the ice.
to cool the
Yeah.
systems down
Yeah.
of the outer mech suit.
You see, like another thing would have been that, like, I don't know, these guys, they worked together, they lived together, something like that. You know, and they had snow's coming down.
Ah.
You know, or you know, you're right. You know what I mean? It would be like, you know, we'll draw lots or whatever. Oh yeah, fucking Bazzy Pete. He's got
it's
to.
like-
Bazzy Pete's
Bazzy
back.
Pete's
Bazzy Pete's
back.
back.
I love that
You know,
guy.
Oh,
It's
you
a
gotta-
dare. Someone's
Yeah, you
gotta-
got to get Subway in your
knackers.
In your knackers. I was going to say knackers. That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, by the way, the character arc of these people. That whenever anything happens, they just go, "Oh look, it's snowing."
That's the way it works.
That's how these people operate.
They look like the group of guys who would do that. to
I,
be
ca-
fair.
Yeah,
I kind of, when you were describing it, I kind of figured the way it was going is that it was going to be like a group of mates, you know, and like one guy in his boxes, and we're all going like, "Oi,"
Go on,
you know,
go on.
elbow,
No, they
elbow.
were
Yeah.
ignoring.
They didn't give a shit. yeah.
Like this was Bazzy Pete's fucking bullshit that they have to put up with all the fucking time.
Are you 100% certain they were with him?
Yes, because I saw him to and fro from them. So he would go under shelter, he would chat to them a bit briefly, and then he would go back out again. And the only reason I know this much is because I was rubbernecking like a fucking, like, honestly, like, curtain twitching to the max. Not only when I was wandering to and fro, was I just looking over my shoulder constantly and watching, because I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
But then I'd go back into the studio and I'd look down onto the square from the studio, just being like, he's still there.
He's still there.
He's still there.
In his vest.
And he'd watch people. So strangers would walk past him and he'd follow them.
He just wants them.
Waiting for them. He's trying to catch their eye.
Acknowledge me.
Please ask me why
Okay,
I'm not cold.
Just because I'm that guy,
Yeah.
I've got to ask: is it conceivable that one of his mates was covertly filming it? Was this for the
Do
top?
you think this is for the top?
There's a chance he could have been, because I wasn't looking at his mates.
But what's the punchline? We didn't.
Well, this is the thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Unless the punchline is, look at my crazy mate.
Yeah.
He went and bought ice from Iceland.
And
because
in the
he
snow.
doesn't feel the cold, I guess. But as I say, there was this real feeling of when there's someone eventually asked him, which I was amazed to be there for.
Yeah.
I mean, some people may have already asked him earlier, and that wasn't enough, But the last time I was out, someone asked him, and there was this genuine sense of happiness that came off of him when he was like, "This is my moment. I get to say
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
cold."
so weird. If it had been a random member of the public going like, "Yeah, mate, aren't you
you
cold?"
cold?
That'd be great. But if one of his mates does it, which kind of suggests that, like, what was going on in the previous 2 hours?
It's almost like, yeah, exactly. It's almost like that was disappointing that it had to be one of his mates, because he really wanted a stranger to ask him, because that's really next fucking level. If you could break the ancient English bond of not talking to people when you're out and about in the world, if you can break that, because you're so extremely incredible, because of how incredible he obviously is, because he's out in the cold in his fucking knackers, then wow, what an achievement, right? But he couldn't even do that. It had to be his mate to ask him, not a stranger. So it kind of failed in that respect.
I'm glad I'm not mates with them, because
Yes.
if I was on fire, they would never very observant.
They wouldn't have noticed.
They
would
wouldn't have noticed.
No.
Oh, mate, aren't you hot?
Aren't you a bit hot?
They'd have handed you...
Oh, a bit hot. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There are people like that though, who just
there are.
who just leave breadcrumbs or whatever.
I had a mate at school who did it, and
Yeah.
he was notorious for it. And one of the ones he was famous for is he came in one morning at school and he was like, I had to go to Waitrose like super late night last night for ping pong balls.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, someone's gonna.
We're gonna have to ask.
Someone's
aren't
gonna
we?
have to ask.
Yeah.
And someone just
I
went,
really don't care, but I'm gonna have to ask.
someone just went, why'd you have to go to Waitrose for ping pong balls late at night? And he was like, 'cause we've got a table tennis table at home now.
Who cares?
And we were like,
Okay, could we have?
That's the most boring answer you can give to that question.
yeah, because it could have genuinely been quite.
It could have been interesting. That.
Yeah.
You can make a smoke bomb out of ping pong balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a lot of things out of ping pong balls,
You
arguably.
can shove them up your bum.
Like fake
How do you make a
eggshells.
smoke bomb? Tell us now on the podcast.
I don't know why I know this. If you take ping pong balls, put them in a blender, grind them up, and then
Oh,
wrap.
I thought you
That's
meant
not what I was
putting- no,
expecting
and
you to
then
say.
you were
wrap
gonna
the
say that.
ground up bits in a piece of foil. So they're all like round. So it looks like a kind of
Hershey's Kiss.
Hershey's Kiss. That's very good.
Yeah.
Then put a fuse in and light it. It's a smoke bomb.
I was expecting you to say that you could put smoke into the ping pong.
Yeah,
ball
that's what I
somehow,
thought you were gonna
and
say.
then
Yeah.
you'd like break that.
Well, if you're cool and you smoke, and I guess you could kind of like take
blow
a,
them.
and then
into a ping
yeah.
pong.
That wouldn't really be a bomb though. That would just be
Just be a pointless
Shit.
waste of time.
Yeah.
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 So I need a term for this because this is like is people
What's the term? Yeah.
people do a thing.
Sad.
Yes,
It is.
Yeah, visually, no. I don't think. I think we all lose in
Yeah.
this situation. Yeah.
It's like Ali. I was telling Ali about
Mm.
it, and she said it's like finishing a scale, right? So you sing that do 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 do, and then you wait because
Finish-
you want everyone else to go duh and finish the fucking scale.
I think it's certainly true that this dude couldn't finish until somebody acknowledged his
Yeah.
weird quirk.
Maybe that was the energy I felt in the air when
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
finally asked.
He may have picked the worst venue in the world to try and be unusual by
Yes.
stripping naked.
I
'cause-
think that's probably
yeah,
true.
because that particular square in Gloucester, on an average day, there's probably someone like screaming,
Yes.
or shitting,
or
you know,
looking
yeah.
looking unusual.
That area
Yeah.
is a massive waste of space. It
Yeah.
used to be a
Or
fountain.
Yeah,
There's a fountain
it,
back now.
it looks
Oh,
a
is there?
lot. It looks a lot
Do you
nicer.
remember, we used to
now.
hang out there just when they just removed the water.
Yeah,
That's all they did.
yeah. It's
What's a fountain when there's no water?
Yeah.
yeah.
Profound.
Well, I mean, this is a really weird thing. That's where we learned to drink, Chris Ray and I, like in the Regal. You know.
Yes, not in the square.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
maybe a
it's
bit.
kind of like
It probably
adjacent.
spilled out into the
Yeah.
square. Yeah.
But like,
beers.
it's very odd to be back in that area of Gloucester.
I went to the Regal not that long ago, actually.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Regals. I was mistaken. The Regal is still a thing. Chambers is not.
No, yeah, I know that.
Well,
Chambers is
I
all
apologise.
bullshit.
I feel like I personally gave you some misleading information the
Oh,
other day.
well.
Yeah.
Apology not accepted.
Yeah. It's certainly it used to be cheap. It wasn't particularly glamorous back in the day.
No.
And
And
still
the
isn't.
area is still somewhat unglamorous, shall
Yeah.
we say? Although
Yeah,
they're doing a
yeah.
lot of work on it to try and make it nicer. But yes, as you say, this guy maybe picked the wrong arena.
A
to
conversational
showcase.
climax.
Yes,
Something
that's what
like that.
they want.
That's what he wants.
That's what he
wants.
wants.
He wants a conversational
He wants-
climax.
Yeah.
doesn't
Well, he really wants that.
He wants to
Yeah.
climax.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wants the
And
climax.
he did.
and he can't
Yeah.
unless someone's looking at him.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
that's another story.
Well, I'm glad we all workshop that out.
Good.
Now I
Ice-
can climax.
An icy climax.
An icy climax.
I've got hate.
Oh, all right.
I ate wearing a tux like a big fucking man.
Oh, what?
What? Wearing a tux.
Because you're a big fucking.
Oh, because you're a big.
You're a big fucking man. Aren't you?
Yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I think I see what you mean.
I'm sorry.
I may need some context.
I mean, look,
may need some context.
I will.
Using
I think
wearing
I
a
understand the
tux.
words you've used.
I will
and their
freely.
meaning.
I will freely admit that actually the way I sold it is it's not 100% accurate because
No.
this is a slight callback to an old hate of mine.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember this. I talked about
No,
how
don't listen to this show.
I talked about how I see, like there's on this YouTube platform.
Yes,
Oh,
YouTube.
It's going to be
Yeah.
big, I
Yeah, I
reckon.
think it'll take off.
It's going to be
There's
big.
there's a whole thing about like travel logs.
Sure.
People who film themselves just traveling.
Sure.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like it's like
it's content.
And some people might be like real connoisseurs of airplanes or trains or something.
Sure.
And so they'll follow these people because they're like, they'll just ride on planes. They go, I flew from Frankfurt to, I don't know, Moscow or something like that. And I reviewed this flight and the in-flight food and everything.
Yeah.
So there's a
Who
whole
cares?
there's a whole subculture about that.
Who cares?
And I don't know if you remember on a previous episode, this YouTube influencer who's big in plane tube, like he's a big name in aeroplane-based YouTube.
Just going to rewind slightly.
Yeah.
People don't actually call it plane tube.
Someone calls it, well,
Fuck
people call it like talk, don't they? So like plane talk.
No one calls it talk.
I
No one calls it talk.
They do.
So not talk on its own, but if you're on a certain part of TikTok, let's say you're into needlework, you might call that area needle talk. I
That's-
swear to you,
That's the lamest thing I've
it's
ever heard.
unfortunate for all
That's
involved.
the lamest thing I've ever
Book
heard.
talk.
Book talk is huge.
Yeah.
Geek talk.
Book
Sadly.
talk.
Book talk,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
No.
It's-
Honestly.
It's a bad time to be alive.
Ah.
We're in the dark time.
Yeah.
So we're just calling it what it is.
The darkest
Just
time
call
of
things what they fucking are.
Waste of time. I don't know. Yeah.
Waste of talk.
I've done a TikTok. What's wrong with that? You're not even spelling that with a C.
You're an influencer in the book talk.
Gotta use
sphere.
TikTok
Yeah.
spelled wrong.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Why
do you
did it-
remember this previous hate of mine
It is.
where a dude listen to me.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Where a dude who was a plane influencer went on some luxury. He was like, today I'm flying super first class. And
I think I
Yeah,
Yeah.
vaguely remember this.
and,
Yeah,
and so he had this whole. It makes me sick thinking about it. But he had this whole thing where like the camera would do like a star wipe. Today I'm flying in the height of luxury, and then they do a star wipe, and then he's in a tux. And I've talked about this is not my hate. This is a previous hate I've talked about, and literally they found someone to hold the camera, and he walks
Someone
onto
who
the
didn't want
plane
to.
in a tux.
Oh god.
Sits in his incredible
Booth.
luxury business class booth or whatever. And he goes,
Surely, just as a side
okay, yeah.
if you're on that plane and he walks on with a tux and a camera and you're just thinking, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I paid a lot for this flight.
Well, to be fair, the plane company are probably very happy because they're like,
do you reckon? Yeah.
Well, the
it's
plane company, but the
advertising
staff on the plane probably.
Yeah.
are,
But not this prick coming on
Yeah.
in a tux.
But I just so you've got to this
Without a C in it.
You've got to this position.
think I
in
see
your
where we're
life
going now.
Where you're like, I have an in with these companies because I'm an
Sure.
influencer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna film in quite high quality, admittedly, this incredible luxury experience. Maybe less. But you get. But you're just gonna and he's gonna wear a tux because it's luxury. So I remember I hated this at the time because this dude would sit in his booth and goes, I goes, oh yes, this is quite nice. And now I'm going to have a 3-course meal. And he goes, and I think I'll order the burger.
Oh.
And it's so you're like, I'll have the burger, please. And folds, and he's wearing a tux on a plane and gives it to him. And then they bring him a burger, and it's all filled.
No one who wears a tux sincerely has ever ordered a burger.
Yeah, but
Ever.
then
Profound, again.
But then he just has this burger, cuts
Knife
a bit
and fork,
cuts a bit off, and goes, oh, that's very good.
Oh yes.
Of course, it's good. Yeah, you paid
Seasoned.
$4,000 for it.
Anyway, so my point is,
Yeah, what is your point?
I didn't want to revisit this, but I have to because not my choice, but we ended up watching a video of another luxury travel person on YouTube whose entire gimmick is that they film themselves going on incredibly expensive journeys.
It's a bit tone deaf, isn't it?
It's a little, yeah, and I think that's what gets me. It's the wealth porn of it.
yeah, which there's a lot of on YouTube. To be fair.
just-
Do they pay for this themselves? Then?
Well, that's the
Or do
thing.
the flight-
This
the
guy,
plane companies
this
pay?
guy in particular, he would say at the end, he would say, "This is how much it cost."
But did he pay?
He did not necessarily say how much he paid for it.
Yeah.
But even if he didn't, and he got it comped for, because it's essentially a big ad for the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll have got sponsored for the video either
Oh,
way.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
sure,
doesn't
yeah.
matter either way.
Well, I bring this one up because this dude, I actually found myself laughing while watching the video, not because of the video, but because of how much I honestly caught myself because my fists were clenching so much. I was laughing at myself because my body
reacting.
wanted to punch this man. Like,
Yeah.
literally, my
need to see
my
this video.
fists were pumping.
Yeah.
So this man had a perfect pear-shaped head. It was incredible, incredible. And he's like, he went on a cruise, Chris Ray.
Yeah.
This
You know cruises.
Cruises are cool.
Yeah. So
He probably was posher than mine.
he
He
this-
made it
This,
posher.
this was a very fancy cruise.
Yeah.
It was a 7-day cruise across the Atlantic.
Oh.
So he went from Southampton to New York.
Southampton, the
That's-
glossiest city of the UK. Wow.
If you turn up in Southampton with a tux, you're getting run out of town.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Well, he turned up wearing that not tux, but he was very well turned out at all times. He was always wearing like quite trendy clothing.
Great.
There's no chance the people working on that cruise don't look at him and think, there's no chance.
no
I
chance.
can't imagine spending any amount of time in this guy's company. I
Yeah.
had to Google him. And I Googled him, and there was people saying, like, so-and-so girlfriend, so-and-so net worth and stuff. And I was like, oh, he has a girlfriend. By which I mean, someone can tolerate his presence, which I found astonishing.
Or they could tolerate his wallet, I guess.
But does
Yeah.
he goes away a lot.
One would imagine.
So there you go.
he might never be around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly,
handy.
yeah.
But the thing that annoyed me is because he'll go like, and here I am, and now let's check out my luxury apartment. And then of course
On the ship.
the camera will pan, and the camera will pan across this kind of. It looks like a very fancy hotel room,
Sure.
and it's all just this weird ass luxury porn.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and I think it's time. Oh, and look at that. I think it's time for dinner. And he goes, so we went to this restaurant. And he goes, and I looked at the menu. And of course I had the steak. And that's when I hated him. Because he goes, well, what do you mean, of course you had the steak?
Because
Yeah.
that makes you a big manly man.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd bring up the tux because he goes to like the evening meal. And he goes, and this is a very fancy affair. So, of course, I had to dress appropriately.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he will like step out of his own bathroom wearing a tux, and he'll film himself stepping out. Oh, Jesus! It looks like some mirror universe James Corden, like stepping, and I'm like,
Yeah. When we
Yeah,
went
it sounds insufferable.
Yeah.
when we
Oh,
went on the
God.
cruise on Elegance Night, 'cause
oh,
they had to.
Elegance night.
Of course, I ordered the steak,
Of course you did.
but then I
yeah.
ordered another one.
yes,
You double
yeah,
steak.
but
That's not classy at all.
Okay,
That wasn't very elegant at all.
But here's the thing: I want to caveat this because I was thinking of you
Thank
when I
you.
did this, and I was like, at least,
You gotta
at
order two.
least, if Chris Ray,
All inclusive.
if Chris Ray had stayed in a luxury apartment and he had worn a tux
Yeah.
and he had ordered not one but 2 steaks,
Yeah.
at least he would have been entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I hated more, but this weird luxury porn or the fact that he was just so bland and witless. I'm like, at least be entertaining.
All of the appeal to his content was coming from seeing this glossy, luxurious
Yes.
world, but not from him.
No.
And he should be the linchpin around
Yes.
which all this spins.
And he's literally a potato moving through this world. And it just bugged me so much where he's like, and of course I had to dress appropriately.
Oh, yeah,
and he's
yeah.
wearing a tux and goes, and of course I'd ordered some champagne in advance, so he.
But it's generic after generic after generic choice. Yes, the room's expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, a tux is expensive. Yes, the steak is probably the most expensive thing on the menu. Yes, champagne is expensive. But it's the most bland, boring shit
was he on his own?
every turn.
Well, on
Was he on his own on this one?
he's on his own on most of his journeys. Yeah.
I can't think of anything more depressing
No, I know.
in the world.
This is the funny thing. When he stops recording,
Dressing up in a tux, going for a steak dinner, ordering and drinking a bottle of champagne on your fucking own.
But also, like, if you're going to be a fancy boy and you're going to go like, I'm going to have this steak and I'm going to drink champagne, I'm okay with that to some extent. If you can at least go like, I'm a connoisseur of champagne, and go, oh yeah, this one in particular, it's very crisp, it's very sharp, I'm enjoying it. But if you're spending all this fucking money, you go, and of course, I had to have the champagne. And you just go, sip. That's very nice.
yeah, of course it is.
It's like, of course it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Tell me something.
I'm going to be tell me something.
Something.
I'm going to be impressed by a fancy boy, right?
Yes.
If he wears a shirt that I've never seen before, right? If he wears my standards for fancy boys, right, are really high at this point, okay?
I tell you, what would be great is if he drank a sip of the champagne and just went, oh no.
Oh, that's bad.
That's not for me. No.
I've never had champagne before.
No,
That's
that's the first time I've had that.
But it's like he could be wearing like clothes like we haven't seen before because he's a fashionista.
Yeah.
He could be picking things off the menu that we don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Oh, tell me all about how this salmon is cooked because I've never seen it before. He could order a wine that is from the Pope's personal collection.
Yeah.
That is stored in a special hermetic cave.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, he's a prick, but at least he's an
That was
interesting prick.
interesting.
Yeah.
At least being insufferable. But
he's just generic.
Just so bland.
Yeah.
And there's this bit where he goes, because after he goes like, and of course I ordered the steak. I'm like, what do you mean, of course? And he goes, and it was very good. And then for pudding, I decided to have the vanilla cheesecake.
Oh,
but it wasn't real. But it wasn't really.
That's his nickname.
But he goes, I had the vanilla cheesecake. But it wasn't really to my liking. I'm like, it's a fucking vanilla cheesecake. That's when I wanted to scream at the TV. I'm like,
yeah.
hey.
There's only two. The sort of brackets of vanilla cheesecake quality are quite close to each other.
Yeah.
I was like,
because either way, it will be a vanilla cheesecake.
Yeah.
I was
What
like,
were you expecting?
I know. I was like, A, what's not to like?
Yeah.
And B, if you're not getting, it's like, it's a vanilla cheesecake.
But also,
if you weren't going to like it, why did you order it?
He didn't say, I didn't like it, and he didn't say it wasn't very good. He said it wasn't to my liking, which suggested it was the first time he'd ever had vanilla cheesecake, and he was learning for the first time.
Just to me.
I have vanilla cheesecake.
It's just to me that the chef pissed on it, frankly.
Probably.
If you'd ordered like vanilla ice cream, but it came with a weird turmeric glaze, and you'd go
maybe.
like, oh, it's not to my liking, but it's a fucking vanilla cheesecake.
Where did this vanilla ice cream come from? Walls. Sir.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
I decided to push the boat out and have a vanilla ice cream, but it wasn't to my liking. I'm like, what was wrong with it?
How could it not have been?
Elaborate. Tell me something. Tell me something. Anything.
Desperate to watch this video.
It's insufferable.
Yeah. I
Insufferable.
can't wait to hate it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he sounds awful.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he's probably doing all right.
He definitely is.
I always wonder when I watch this kind of, not that I've watched this particular video, but and this kind of video, like, how do these people end up being successful at this?
Well, that's
Because surely someone more charismatic has had the similar idea.
Well, that's a very good point. That's a very good
How
point.
does that happen? Like, sometimes it's just fluke, I feel like.
I do feel like YouTube particularly, it's like, although other people will have had this idea, due to the cost of it, there will be relatively few.
Yeah.
And so everyone who makes that kind of content, thanks to like binge viewing and people just desperate to see more of this shit, they will see him by just default.
But not just this particular style or
no,
content.
But like, almost
But
everything on
anything.
YouTube is
It's
like
like,
that.
how do these people end up? The
guess-
boring ones end up becoming successful.
I guess if you get
Money.
if you get in there early, you could be an early
Yeah.
leader in a field. Like you could be the only. If you're the first guy doing reviews of like business class flights, it
I
drives-
guess.
but I know, but it drives me mad because it's like.
Not that I've ever had this idea, but you know what I mean?
No, but
someone
but
must
again,
have.
But it's when you look at someone and go like, I cannot see what the appeal is. And it's like all I'm asking is have a degree of charisma. Somebody
Yeah,
said
bring
charisma
something.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to see the world's most bland man just eating very expensive food and going like, oh yes, that's quite nice. I don't want to don't tell me it's nice. Tell me it's like a cloud's dream on an angel's foreskin. I don't fucking nice.
Say something.
I can tell you it's nice.
Yeah,
you know.
it's gonna be nice.
And I don't have to
Yeah.
spend $5 fucking grand to sit in your empty apartment and tell me inane commentary.
Yeah.
Be something.
Bring something.
Give me something.
Do you think angels are circumcised?
Yeah, God does it
Yeah.
I'm
with
just
his heat
thinking.
vision.
I was just
Say
wondering if
that
the
as well.
foreskin would be attached to the angel when you're eating it.
I think that's a matter of belief.
Yeah. I wouldn't go down that rabbit
They've probably
hole.
got little wings down there.
I think that's why we had
What,
the
the-
Reformation.
On the yeah.
Yeah, the Pope just decided that wasn't canon and just
Yeah.
shifted general kind of consensus.
That's how we get halos.
Yes, that's where Halos come from.
Oh, I see.
Ah.
Yes, that makes sense.
That does make a lot of sense
That
now.
makes
That's just
sense.
a piece of foreskin floating above their heads.
Yep, that must be it.
You gotta love.
Yeah. Well, my love is more of a recommendation.
Oh,
This week.
here we go.
We haven't
I
done a
reject
recommendation.
it.
Yeah, you probably will.
One of my hates was in the past that I hate recommendations. So this ought to go well.
It's good. Well, it's it's a show I'm enjoying. That if you would like to watch it, based on what I'm about to say,
Here we go.
do.
Okay. That's how
oh,
recommendations
sure,
work.
yeah.
That's
That's
yeah.
probably why I hate them because I didn't realise that.
I have access to the BBC
Oh,
as a licensed
gas.
that's a
fee
weird flex.
payer.
I remember that.
It is, isn't it? Yes. And we've been watching a show recently called The Traitors.
Okay.
Oh, I saw the thumbnail for that.
Yeah.
That's unusual for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know anything.
It's presented by Claudia Winkleman
She's back.
from Film 2018
She's never gone anywhere.
and Strictly Come Dancing.
I get her confused with Davina McCall.
Yeah, she's very similar to Davina.
Yeah,
They've both got dark hair.
and a fringe.
Both got dark hair and they're a bit quirky.
They're a bit quirky.
Yeah. So it's like a game show / reality show. I suppose it's more of a game show.
Sure.
So there's a group of people from all walks of life in the UK, and they're all brought to a castle, and they have to complete a series of challenges.
Oh,
In
like
order
Fort
to-
Boyard.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Fort Boyard.
Remember Fort Boyard? No. Boyard?
Fort Boyard.
Fort Boyard?
No, stop saying Fort Boyard.
It was like that. Everyone went
it
to
was
a
a
castle.
friend-
It was
it was
like
a-
Crystal Maze, but in a
Yeah,
castle.
and
Okay.
it was French.
Okay. Yeah.
Fort Boyard.
It's in Scotland though.
Ah, okay.
That's not like
That's the
Fort
key
Boyard.
difference.
Sure, yeah.
And they have to sort of build up a prize pot over a number of days. And there's a prize of up to 130 grand or something like that.
Whoa.
And whoever obviously gets through will win the prize.
Wow.
However, at random, amongst this group of around 50
There's going to be some sort of
traitor.
friend. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, no, the other one.
They're traitor, yeah.
So the 3 people are selected at random within the group to be the traitors. And every evening, overnight, they have to, in brackets, in inverted commas, murder someone.
I was like, werewolf.
So they take someone out of the game, basically, who they think is a threat to them.
Sure, okay.
And the aim of the game for the other people is to identify the traitors and try and vote them out.
Do they leave like a fake dead body or anything?
No.
Oh,
No, they just get a letter that says you are dead.
What do the
Goodbye.
traitors do to potentially incriminate themselves?
They don't really. They have to try and cover themselves.
But
Well, what are they trying to achieve?
They're trying to get to the end. So if they get to the end, just the traitors, they win the money.
But
Yeah.
they must be trying to do something to everyone else.
They're trying to get them out of the game.
But they have infinite godlike power to kill someone by just sending them a letter.
Yeah.
They don't have to like
They
get
pick
them
one every night,
isolated
and they've got to avoid being figured out.
thing
'Cause
is,
if they're
okay,
figured out,
but if
they
I
get
saw-
eliminated from the
if
game.
I saw Daryl and Kevin going into the back room, but then only Kevin comes out
here's the
and
thing.
Daryl's body is in a pool on the
here's
floor.
the thing. So the format of it is they all have to go home at midnight after a day of activities for the cash builder. Every contestant goes home
Where's home?
to the hotel.
Oh, they don't stay in the castle.
No,
That seems like a waste
They,
of
they leave their castle,
opportunity.
and then the traitors come back, and they were like, "Who are we going to murder?"
Oh, so the audience knows who the traitors are.
Yes, we know who the traitors
Oh,
are.
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, so we know what's going on.
Oh, so they just vote the traitors and they
The
go,
traitors talking about who is a threat to us at the moment, or who would it look less like will figure us out, or that kind of thing.
Sure.
They try and think tactically. They don't always do it very well.
Okay.
And then every evening there's also a round table where all of them come around the round table and they have to vote someone out who they think is the traitor. But obviously they could also then vote out an innocent person at the same time.
And they won't know that they voted an innocent person out.
Until what they stand up once they've been voted out, and then they go, then they reveal if they're what they call a faithful or a traitor.
So what's the consequences of voting an innocent person out because
You voted an innocent person
Oh,
out.
there's no.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
You need to. The aim is to eliminate the traitors.
But
Because if the traitors make it to the end, they win all the money,
I guess.
and none of the faithfuls win.
I guess my question is, and I haven't seen the show, but it's like, how can you even suspect someone is a traitor because all their actions
Well,
are done...
everyone suspects everyone.
No, but all their actions are done clandestinely at night when no one else is around. So, like, if a traitor had a mission to like sabotage this challenge,
Yeah.
you
What would
know-
give them away?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah,
Well, they don't sabotage the challenge. They want to build the cash as well.
I see.
I see.
That's kind of why it's hard to figure out.
Random, some might say.
Yeah, random. But then they're like, oh, but who could be a traitor?
But surely anyone could be a traitor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but there's no clues.
Fun, isn't it?
There's no way that they could work it out, though.
Unless they give themselves away.
But why would they give
How
themselves
would they
away?
give themselves
Well, they
away?
wouldn't do it deliberately.
No, but
we'll give you an example of
help
how
us
they
on this
could give
journey.
themselves
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. One of the traitors got voted out in one of the episodes. Two are left.
And how did they work out he was the traitor?
It was a young girl called Alyssa.
Okay.
They
What did she do?
kind of guessed, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
They
So
don't-
it's kind of a guessing game.
It's kind of a guessing
Sure,
game.
yeah.
Okay. Fine. So it's
But
very
they-
random.
But they, somewhat like they might slip at one point. Like a guy saw her eye twitch when he was talking to her or something. Yeah, and he was like, "Ooh, that's a tell," and they just go on hunches.
Okay.
But it's quite compelling. Every episode ends on a cliffhanger.
sure it is, yeah.
about who's
Right.
been murdered and who's going to be voted out and that kind of thing. It's quite compelling.
And what are the challenges like that they do?
Oh, they're quite physical challenges because they're in like the woods.
Oh.
They had to like push a load of barrels up a hill
Okay.
the other day.
Did we spend any time in the castle?
Not really.
Wait,
No, they sort of hang out and get pissed in the evenings.
Oh, sure, yeah.
In the
But then
castle,
they have to go home.
and then a bell rings and they all have to go home. and then the traitors get driven back and they're in a cloak and they go up to the bell tower
That's very.
and they're like, "Who should we murder?"
I'm guessing they're not all staying in some shared house where like
No, I
like The
assume,
Apprentice.
I assume they're all taken to
Why did
an
Mark,
ibis
different
budget.
rooms.
why did
yeah.
Mark, Linda, and Barry disappear every evening?
Yeah, why aren't they in the bar?
No idea.
Funny
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mark, Linda, and Barry.
So yeah, but they so far they're not very good at it. They keep voting out the faithful people.
And is it like the same cast of characters,
Yes,
contestants
same
over
people.
a series,
Yes.
if you will?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all the same people. They're in
right.
it from the very start, and then basically the premise is they're all faithful to start with, and then Claudia Winkleman touches them on the shoulder while they're blindfolded, and it's like, "You are now a traitor."
Oh, do more people become traitors, or do they change it up?
They have the opportunity to seduce someone else to become a traitor once a
nice.
traitor gets voted out. But the girl who they tried to get to become a traitor said no.
What happens then? Because they must know then.
No, that's anonymous. That she gets a letter,
Oh, it's anonymous.
so she doesn't know.
That's
But they
what
still have to figure it out. They're like, "Oh, who could it be?"
Yeah.
It's compelling.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Compelling viewing.
Cool.
Yeah,
It does sound good.
it is. It is interesting.
There's a board game called One Night Ultimate Werewolf,
Yeah,
which is a very similar principle. Like
Yeah.
you play a game, and then it's like each night goes by, and some of you round the table are secretly murdered. I don't know if
Yeah.
you played it, but like
No.
and then you,
It's very
and then you
simple,
Open
yeah.
your eyes, and then you just talk and try and work out who
There you go.
killed in the night.
It's like a murder mystery kind of thing.
yeah, yeah.
It's like that
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like,
yeah, but there's clearly like somebody, a producer was like, I think I can make
A show out of this.
like a 20-episode show out of
yeah.
this. or something.
I don't know how many episodes it is
Yeah.
actually. We've
Has
had-
it just started then? Is it quite new?
We're relatively, but they have 2 episodes a week. So we're on episode 8 tonight.
Oh wow.
I'll go home and watch episode 8,
Gasp.
and we don't know who's going to be voted out.
Big reveal.
Or no, murdered. Murdered was the
Murdered.
cliffhanger. Murdered.
Sure. And let's be honest, based on what you're saying, it's practically random. You could just
Oh yeah.
there's very little gameplay.
Do they stage the murder like
But-
they have to lie down in a pool of blood?
But then if someone were to murder,
okay.
because they obviously talk to each other and say this, that, and the other, and then they base it on what other people have said. So if someone has been slagging off someone else, and they suddenly get murdered, they'll
Oh.
think,
Incriminado.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. They were slagging you off, suspecting you, and now they're dead. How's that? But it's tactical, isn't it?
Tactical, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I remember in the early days of reality TV,
People just
so-
used to live in a house.
Well, it's true. I mean, but in the UK was it Big Brother?
Big Brother was
That
probably
like
the
the first
one.
something like that.
That was the first mainstream
They
one.
were rather like quasi.
I think there were things that
reality
built
TV
up to
shows.
Big Brother.
It was like driving school.
Driving school. The Cruise.
Oh.
Jay McDonald.
Oh yeah,
I'd
yeah.
call that more of a fly on the wall.
Yeah, and things like Coach Trip. Which
kind
we
of
talked
like a
about earlier.
docu, not a documentary.
Yeah,
kinda
like a fly
yeah.
on the wall documentary they used to call them.
Do you remember
Yeah.
there was a Channel 5? This must have been like 20 years ago. There was like a Channel 5 reality show called like Prison Break or something like that.
No.
No, not
And the idea was that it was like
Get out of prison.
start of a season, 20 people are in a prison.
Nice.
And the idea was that you would be
Breaking out.
breaking out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like a couple of episodes and going like, I'm really invested.
Yeah.
And never
Oh, you
watched it
do.
again.
The thing
Yeah.
is with any reality show, everyone poo-poos them, and they're quite right to sometimes. But once you've watched a couple of episodes of most reality shows, you're like, fuck.
They know exactly
in.
how to build it
Yeah.
to make you give a shit. Don't
I'm in.
they?
The only other reality show I watch is Celebrity Jungle. I'm a
Oh,
celebrity. I love that
Oh,
show.
is that still going?
Oh yeah, very popular.
yeah. Matt Hancock was just in it, wasn't he?
He was prick. Great show though.
Yeah.
And
Is
Go
it
on.
over? Is there
It's
a winner?
over for this year. Jill Scott won.
Who's
She's a lioness.
footballer?
Yeah, footballer.
I knew that.
She was really good.
Oh, cool.
She won,
Nice.
which was cool. Yeah, really good show. I unashamedly love that show.
Cool.
Do they obviously they do the I'm down with the gigs.
Sure.
The Bush Tucker.
The Bosch
The
Tucker.
Bosch
Boucher,
Tucker.
Bosch Tucker.
Trucking.
The Bosch
Yeah.
Tucker trial
Yeah.
where they have
Trail.
to eat a thing.
Eat an anus or something.
Is
Not
it
always. It's sometimes like a physical challenge.
Sure.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
But there is the eating challenge. Yeah.
So and is it it's often something like eating a kangaroo's dick or something
Yeah.
like that.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they cook it?
Have they boiled it?
They
I,
must
th-
have
I,
boiled it
sus-
for
I
safety.
suspect it's been cleansed in some way.
Yeah.
Detoled.
Yeah.
What are we learning from this experience? If it was like skin this kangaroo.
To be fair, they're more descriptive about it than your man on YouTube is about champagne.
sure, right, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just paint me. Just I don't want to go into too much detail, but just
sure.
paint this picture for me. Is it
Okay.
like
I'd love to.
Matt Hancock? Your challenge is lift the cloche. Oh, it's a kangaroo's penis.
Yeah.
It's
And balls.
It's an ox's scrot.
Yeah.
You must
You're not far off.
bite into it, swallow it.
Swallow it.
It's a
Eat
butterfly's
it. Eat it.
taint.
Chew it. Eat it, and you win a star for camp.
But if it were raw, like if
Yeah. I suspect they would give it to someone so it wouldn't give them food poisoning.
that's my question. Yeah, because even if someone said, "Here is a piece of fillet steak, but it's raw and smelly in room temperature,"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Ooh."
Here's a wombat's gooch.
They give them. The worst thing they give them is fermented fruit. Oh no.
Oh, I lost my way on that one.
Sorry. Fermented fruit. You say?
That's worse.
That's the worst.
What's
thing
wrong
they
with
give.
fermented fruit?
Oh, it's off, isn't it?
Well, it's alcoholic in it.
Yeah, it's just like eating like an old apple pie or something.
It's not like a wombat's gooch.
I think, yeah,
You're not. I mean, again, you're not far off.
chewing on like an anus or something.
Chewing on an anus.
Chewing on a crocodile's anus.
Yeah.
I guess they have.
Again, not far off.
No, like it's more the mental hurdle, isn't it? Of like, I know that's an anus. I know that a living being once shat through that hoop.
Yeah.
Dan,
The
it
worst
might
one is
taste
usually
great.
when they make them eat eyeballs.
Oh, that would goosh, wouldn't it? That would
And you
goosh in your
expect it to
mouth.
swallow it.
Oh, big time. But
thing
it
is-
pops. That's the thing. It pops.
But
Can you not just you just swallow it whole?
Yeah.
Do you have
That's
to
probably,
bite
that's
it?
probably wise, yeah.
Does it have an
I
optic
mean,
nerve
do you want to
attached
shit
to it?
out an eye?
Do they give them any water?
I'd like to think my body
Yeah,
would
they
break
have.
it down.
They have water.
Oh, an eyeball, actually. I'm not saying this is good, but out of all of them...
It's like
you
a
could-
fish. It's like a fish eye.
You might be able to,
Actually,
like...
the more I think about it, I think I might actually just peristalse it right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to win a star for camp. That's the thing. You got to win the star.
What does the star
What does the star
get
do?
you?
Star gets a
Shower or
meal.
something?
So
More
the more
eyeballs.
stars you
Meal?
the more stars you win, the bigger the meal.
Oh, a fancier meal. Like a nice
Not fancy, just bigger, because they get weird fucking stuff. Even to like for their meals, they get like crocodile's hooves.
What for
that
their like
kind of thing.
day-to-day meal?
Yeah. They get like eel, and they get like tails, and they get them raw and like full. They
Yeah,
have
but at
to-
least
they
we
have
can
to
cook
butcher
them.
them and that.
Yeah.
But they can cook them.
Cook them on the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is, like...
Cook
but
a hoof.
I just coming back to, like, the idea of chewing out a wombat's gooch. It's like... What you're getting
Yeah.
is I'm baffled by this. Is a raw mass of like cartilage
Yeah.
and bad meat.
Well, that's why it's a challenge. It's not the meal. It's a challenge.
Standing up on a surfboard is a challenge.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
it
think
is
they could
actually.
do that.
chewing down like a gnu's esophagus is like it's just
Gnusagus.
gristle.
Yeah.
Like how much are you expected to eat?
All of it. They give
All
you a
of
bit.
it?
They put a cocktail stick in it.
Get it all. Oh, that's good then. A
And
little
then
flag
you say
on
to
it.
pick it up, and then you eat that.
Thing is, no, I'm curious now because like I used to have to prepare organs for dissection when I worked in the lab.
Just for fun. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're not good.
No.
They're not like it's not like thank God I sterilized it first. You know, it's
I think they probably do something to it,
Do you?
like roast it or something.
yeah. Because if I ate like a grade G hunk of
They eat like teats.
ass, you know,
They eat like cows' teats.
Really? They must be rubbery.
but you've got to get those from a butcher,
Well,
Get 'em from the jungle.
get 'em from the jungle.
Just reach into the
from
jungle.
a cow. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
the
all right, something.
Jungle cow.
Something.
Didn't they get into trouble one year because somebody caught a rat and cooked it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, years ago.
Why were they in trouble for that? Surely that's like
There's a chef on telly.
Killing an animal on air is actually
shit.
quite a thing.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
Have you heard of Gino D'Acampo?
Yes. Isn't he a
Celebrity
chef?
chef?
Is
Yeah.
that base camp?
He did that, did he?
Oh,
That's good.
come on!
Oh my god, that's a real joke.
We've got jokes,
Yeah,
folks.
That's a
Yeah.
proper
Yeah.
joke.
That's an
Yeah, it was
actual joke.
him. He did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
Did
that.
he catch the rat?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fucking hell, what a legend.
Yeah, I vaguely recall that now. You
I think
mentioned it.
that sort of action should be celebrated because let's be honest, Bear Grylls does that. Sort
Bear
of shit.
Grylls. Fuck me. Have you watched that show?
I mean,
Bear-
I've seen
the
him
island. The island is no, but it's contestants.
Before. Oh,
So he takes them all to like an island
That sounds
in the middle
nice.
of God knows where.
yeah.
Leaves them there, and they have to fend for themselves for like a month.
Fucking hell, does he
And
help?
it's like a group. No. He just leaves them
Just
and goes.
watches.
And they. I remember one where they killed a crocodile.
So they can kill
Like a
on
what?
TV.
Like what? But this is like
This is
celebrity jungle, but
This
real.
is post watershed shit.
Yeah,
now, yeah.
that was intense.
Things like I've eaten crocodile.
Guy fell off a cliff.
Have you?
I have eaten crocodile. Yeah,
Delicious.
tasted like very tough chicken.
Okay.
Thing is, like, okay, killing a crocodile. They're
A crocodile.
a crocodile. I mean, that's just a nice snack, a crocodile. Yeah,
That sounds absolutely
Yeah.
delicious.
what you know, killing a crocodile, right? It's a godless monster from pre-time. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's a biological machine. Just kill the fucker. Like a crocodile doesn't know love. Kill it.
No.
Skinning it, on the other hand.
Get those scales off.
Where do you like? How deep do you have to go to get to the soft innards?
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there any
that's
meat
not
in
my,
there?
I would. That's why I wouldn't apply for the show.
What
I
indeed?
wouldn't know what to do with that.
No.
It's
no,
for
no,
the
no.
athletic people.
Well, at least on that, if you do kill a crocodile, a crocodile, or any animal, you would.
There
and
should be a holiday for a crocodile, shouldn't there?
I would imagine that any culture that has grown up in an environment where they have to kill and butcher food to survive on a regular basis are probably not eating wombats gooches because they're
Nobody eats the wombats.
Oh, no, nobody ever said it was authentic to real life.
yeah, but at least if you
nobody's
ki-
ever claimed
at least if you
that.
kill a crocodile, hard as it is, you got to crack that bad boy open,
Yeah.
get the meat out. You probably prep it and cook
But you're
it.
you're expecting fuck knows who from EastEnders to go on in the jungle and fucking skin a crocodile
Wrestle.
No, I would rather
than
see-
someone who's applied to do it. On
I
Bear
don't know
Grylls.
what I'm saying anymore. My point is that like somebody
I'd pay to see
some
that, but-
producer
yeah.
going, here's the Bush Tucker trial. It's a hoof.
Eat
the
the
hoof.
hoof.
And I'm like, I can't eat the hoof. It's made
You
of
failed the challenge.
It's made of keratin. I can't do that.
failed the
And they're
challenge. Failed.
well,
Swallow the hoof.
yeah.
But
Do
you
Here's
would
a pile of hair.
Do a
Eat
hoof
the-
gulp.
you would get realistic things
Do
that
the
you,
hoof gulp.
that you could physically eat, but it'd probably be inadvisable to do so.
Yeah. Well, my point is, can you even chew it? Like literally, can
I
a
don't-
human jaw chew through a
Hoof.
hoof? No.
I don't know.
I guess if you boil it for long enough, you can chew
they
it.
probably wouldn't give you.
raw
They
then,
probably
Nick.
wouldn't give you a hoof.
I mean, it's raw, yeah, but you could chew it. It'd be soft.
They certainly give you anuses and penises and vaginas. though.
Anus is it? Vaginas?
Oh yeah.
They've eaten a vagina before.
Oh, absolutely.
Good lord. I feel like that was a line for some reason. It's like, yeah, of course eat a penis. Of course eat an
eat a
anus.
penis, yeah.
Eat a gooch. No worries. A vagina? You can't eat a vagina.
Good lord, man.
But I suppose, no, that makes just as much sense.
Panther's vagina. Enjoy. I just like
Yeah.
This one's really tickling me.
there's just bits of like
Bagheera.
I know.
Bagheera's vagina.
I know they say that like there's certain cultures where it's like they use every bit of the animal.
Yeah.
And I would
Except
imagine.
the gooch.
I would imagine they don't use the gooch as like the holiday dressing. You know, that's like, oh, we'll boil it down and make tallow or something. You know, you
That's
start
the
with
bit, that's the firelighter.
Yes,
That's-
yes.
But then they,
Yeah.
but then they
Thank
send
you,
that to I'm a Celebrity,
that's where the gooches go.
and they whack it in the freezer, and they use it next year.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
just.
Ant and Deck ship it out.
Yeah.
You might as well just say here's a I don't know, here's a coaster. Eat the
Chew,
coaster.
chew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
It
about the
hasn't got
same.
any of the grossness there.
I suppose, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a bag of nails.
Well,
What's this?
So none of the celebrities have died.
Yeah.
Have died?
Sure, you sound so confident. You're the one watching this show.
Well,
I think they've got sick.
But that's a very interesting thing. Like again, if you had to eat a secondhand eyeball, there's no other way of saying. Like
what makes it secondhand exactly?
the sheep no longer needs it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you're
That's what I was hoping you'd
Sheep's
say.
got an eye patch,
probably
yeah.
gonna
Probably gonna get
probably
sick.
gonna you're not gonna feel good.
No.
Oh no, I certainly wouldn't say they feel good.
Nauseous.
I say not feeling good is actually the best possible outcome
Yeah.
versus getting
I think-
scabies or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the
Hot
health of the
scabies.
celebrities is at the forefront of their minds.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
They've probably got a doctor on site.
Yeah.
They used to have a medic called Bob.
Really?
People used to get cockroaches stuck in their ears.
Why?
Oh, it was part of the challenge.
Oh, because they were in that box full of cockroaches.
They were in a box full of cockroaches, and they got them stuck up their nose and in their ear.
That sounds.
Horrendous.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
No.
There you go.
What a weird form of entertainment.
Yeah.
So anyway, watch The Traitors on BBC.
Oh, that's what we were talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Well, I've got a love.
Yeah, go on.
It's quite succinct in comparison.
Please, God willing. Yeah.
Do you remember a certain 100th episode we did? A legendary 100th episode.
That was
we
nearly
did?
a year ago.
Incredibly,
Fuck, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
And I brought a hate, which was Pilk.
Pilk.
Oh no!
Pepsi and
It's
milk.
back.
Well, it's back and it's a love now because Pepsi have adopted it officially.
No.
Yeah, and their ads are running at the moment for Christmas,
Jesus.
showing Pilk as a Christmas drink.
Oh no.
Pilk is back. Well, it's official now.
That wasn't good though.
No.
Why would you
I mean, I
market
didn't
that?
hate it. I thought it'd be way worse than it actually ended up. It was like caramelly milk at the end.
It kind of tasted like milk and Pepsi.
Yeah,
Exactly.
By which I mean the flavors didn't.
It
They
tasted
didn't
like two
really
things that
mix together.
didn't belong together.
They're trying to claim that Pilk is a sort of Christmas. It's a joke. Like it's not. They don't really mean it in the ads.
So they're actually doing ads.
But they're actually doing ads, and they're using the word Pilk, and they've like created a little logo for it and everything in the ads. It's wild.
Pilk, that's not a good word.
It's not a good word.
No, I'd like to think they could come up with something more imaginative than
Like
that.
Mepsi.
Mepsi, yeah.
Are they?
That's exactly, exactly what I was thinking.
So can you buy a bottle of Pilk now?
No, they're not. They're not quite going that far.
So they're advocating that you go
They're
and
advocating a mix.
you do it at home.
Do it yourself, John.
It's interesting that they wouldn't release it themselves.
It is
probably,
interesting.
Probably
isn't
the
it? It's
FCC had
Yeah,
something
it probably
to say about
violates
that,
100 laws.
Yeah.
Not
Did
that
you-
they're supposed to show.
Do you remember when we tried to order a pint of water for someone with a shot of vodka in it,
I do.
and they wouldn't let us do it, and we said, "Oh, okay. Could we get a pint of water and a shot of vodka?"
Side
Oh,
by side.
absolutely, no problem. That's exactly what Pepsi are doing now.
That is exactly
With
what
Pilk.
Pepsi are doing now. I'm wondering whether someone came up with Pilk. Some
Yeah.
adventurously minded, imaginative pioneer was like, "Hey, what if we combine the two together?" And I came up with this great word, Pilk, which is the essence of it.
It's a
And
shame
obviously,
that's the brand name.
they went to Reddit, created r/Pilk, which is how I discovered it, where there's
Yeah.
loads of people talking about the ratios and Pilk
Sure.
and everything. And it's like now Pepsi have just gone, well, we'll have that, obviously,
Yeah.
because fuck you.
Because it's a trend.
I guess. And also, like, you can't own Pilk. Who could possibly own that?
Yeah.
So we'll just have it and run a whole ad campaign based around it. And to be honest, like, yeah, I guess. But here we are. The world's gone full circle.
Yeah.
I guess it's good that whoever invented Pilk has not been rewarded
You
for
think
their
that's good?
dark deed.
I think that's
Surely-
good as well.
It's
I
one of those
think.
things that multiple people probably thought of, like
Yeah.
without knowing that anyone else had thought of. So there's probably no one true inventor. Officially.
There's no talk of like Coca-Kilk though, is there? Or like
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. That's better.
Coca-Cola.
Well, surely the principle is exactly the same.
Yeah, but the ratios might be different.
Yeah.
There's that very American thing about like a float.
Yes.
Like isn't that like
Root
ice
beer.
Yeah,
cream?
put ice
Root
cream,
beer
the ice
float.
cream in a Coke or ice cream in a root beer. Yeah,
That could be
Yeah.
very similar, couldn't it?
it could
yeah.
be. It's that creamy, not.
I
creamy
reckon
mix.
I'd prefer that to a
Yes,
milk,
I think I would as well.
like a Pepsi float.
Yeah, Pepsi float with an ice cream in
that'd
it.
be
it's,
better.
it's hard to describe exactly why that would be better, but I think it would. Be.
I
There's
don't really
something
like
about
milk.
milk being
Yeah.
obscene,
Yeah,
isn't there?
Milk,
Unless you put
milk
it on.
curdles, doesn't it?
yeah. To be fair, I don't really like just drinking a glass
No,
of
I
milk.
don't.
Oh, I do.
No,
Oh.
I don't.
I quite
Yeah.
like a glass of milk.
I think that's probably more of a problem than the combination.
Really?
I would say.
Yeah, ice cold. Or do you like it tepid?
Oh no, not tepid. It has to be ice cold. The
Yeah.
instant it's not ice cold, I don't really like it.
I
Yeah.
feel I've said this before, but I lived with a guy at uni who studied like history and philosophy and would only ever get up at like 12 every day. He had like 2 hours of lectures a week, and he just like wandered down his boxes, pour himself like a bowl of cereal, which was very heavy on the milk in that ratio. Take like 2 spoonfuls and just go,
And then just leave it.
and just leave it. And the house was just full of bowls of like rancid milk.
Oh.
It was disgusting.
Sounds like the worst.
Absolutely disgusting.
If you're listening now, call in. The lines are hot.
We got America.
Hotter than that
We got
fucking milk,
America.
I can tell you.
We got America calling about Fahrenheit. We got this guy calling
Yeah, the
about.
switchboard is alive.
Yeah.
We're not going to answer any of those calls.
I didn't know there were 2 lights on this phone.
Well, now we have a caller on the line, which is unusual as we are not a call-in show.
And not live.
Imagine if we did a call-in show.
Nah, no, I mean, hundreds of people would.
We'd have to go live somehow.
Well, we did it before.
We did it before.
Oh, that's true.
We're just
It's possible.
talking about it.
We
Yeah.
literally do it.
It can be done, yeah.
So we go live on, what do we go live on? Twitch or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
We go live on Twitch. We get a special
Yeah.
phone that people can call.
A hotline.
A hotline.
Yeah.
We get the Show Called
That's
Hate
what we should
hotline.
call it. Yeah.
We need it because I don't want to give
The
anyone my
hate
number.
line.
No.
The hate line.
The hate line. There we
Surely.
go.
Yeah. Oh, and I want it to look like the Batman phone.
Yes,
Like,
I want it to ring
yeah.
and like jingle, and then we pick it up.
And it goes.
Hello?
It jumps off the receiver.
Your
yeah.
name and your hate, please.
Strange. I shouldn't have been able to hear that.
Yeah.
And then we can blast them through somehow into the speakers in
Yeah.
the studio, which we're definitely recording from right now.
Yeah, we should do that.
Hate line.
Yeah.
That'll be a 200th episode. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
When the technology catches up with us.
And if not for somebody,
Yeah.
this would have been like a neat 25 episode a year.
26. 26.
What?
What's going on?
How many fortnights are there in 52?
I guess 26.
26. That's what
Yeah.
I just said.
So yeah, well, it's even worse actually. Yeah.
What are we on? What episode is this?
I know,
124.
It's not 26.
I'm not counting anymore.
No, because after double
No,
figures,
because
like,
it's hard to
yeah.
it's hard to remember when we do an episode, isn't it?
What's it, like 103?
Yeah.
So take us home, John. What's your love?
I love the Levinson inquiry.
What?
Yeah. Well, I know what this is.
I don't know what it is.
I just fell down a random hole where I started watching full testimonies from the Levinson inquiry on YouTube, and they're really entertaining.
What is it? I feel like I should know.
This was a big governmental inquiry in the UK about 10, 11 years ago into ethics in journalism.
Yes.
This was after the News of the World
Yes. I just didn't know what it was.
hacked all these people.
Called. I remember hearing about the
Yeah.
inquiry. Yeah.
So I ended up, I fell into a very random hole on YouTube where I ended up watching some Ian Hislop stuff
Sure.
because he's very entertaining.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
He's
yeah.
like, if you're not familiar, he's like a British writer, satirist,
comedian, political commentator.
Editor.
Yeah, runs
Private Eye.
has been running for like over 30 years. This Private
Posts
Eye
have I got
magazine.
news for you.
And he testified at the Levinson inquiry,
Mm.
and you can watch his hour long testimony, and it's very entertaining. And then I ended up watching Hugh Grant's
Oh, yeah.
testimony, and it's so weird because it's like it's a time capsule from 10 years ago, but it's also like everybody.
Yeah.
You just go, oh, it's him.
Ah,
I know
yeah.
it is, and him,
Yeah, yeah.
and they all just skip it, and it's oddly. I mean, it's obviously like it's a bit shitty because it's people talking about how awful the press were and like the horrible tactics the kind of Fleet Street
Yes.
journalists would
Yeah.
employ. Very sordid, very nasty.
Underhand.
But it's also just nice to see all these people you recognise getting their moment in the sun and going, oh yeah,
Have a rant.
I know them. Steve Coogan, yeah, he's
Oh,
good for
yeah.
a laugh,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And
His stop in particular on these things is always very good.
Yes.
Well, because
he's great.
he's done a few inquiries and just put his point of view across, and everyone's just like, "Yeah, we can't keep up with this guy.
Yeah.
He's just far too good for us."
Yeah, no,
He just makes him look like absolute.
He runs
pricks.
rings around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very, very quick on his feet.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant was quite funny as well, actually.
Oh, he's so charming.
Yeah.
He's just so charming.
He's actually
Hugh
quite.
Grant. I love Hugh Grant.
He's actually quite surly, I would say. He's actually quite.
For the record,
quite
I
grumpy.
think Hugh Grant's a treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's really come into his face and his body and his mind.
Yeah.
I like Hugh Grant. Yeah.
He there's a bit where because he was talking about how this is like 10 years ago, but he talks about how like the press were just constantly on him for like everything, you know, like every aspect of his life. Like Hugh Grant goes to the newsagents to buy a pasty, you know, like, you know, photos on
shame.
page 3. And this thing where he'd gone to A&E because he said he was having heart palpitations and was feeling short of breath. So and he'd end up waiting in A&E, waited for, you know, however many hours it took to be seen, blah 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 blah. And then he said this became front page news in certain newspapers. They seemed to know exactly what his medical complaint was.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, how the fuck did I get my medical records? You know, this is really bad. It's quite funny because he's giving his testimony and he's describing this scenario, and the guy, I guess, kind of cross-examining him, goes, "Is it not conceivable that they somehow, you know, put all this together some other way?" And he goes, "Yes, I suppose it could have been a lucky guess."
I suppose. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, there's a great. It's not quite the same. There's great footage of another inquiry, which I think we've all seen because I think we talked about it, which is where it was about UK members of Parliament.
Oh yes.
And taking gifts.
Yes.
And you know, kind of declaring when maybe some lobbyists could giving you like a ton of money.
Yeah.
And they call in Ian Hislop and the journalists at Private Eye, and it's like, do your homework, guys. It's astonishing because the people interviewing them, these journalists, and the journalists can just bring out a folder because they do their research and they're like, well, actually, you, sir, who's on this panel, we have records here that you received, your office received free tickets to go see the FA Cup final.
It's
and you go,
so good.
And the guy just goes, well, I
have
yes,
no recollection of that.
I mean, if my office did receive those tickets, one of my underlings has been working very hard over the Christmas period, and I felt it was only fair that I give him the tickets so he could go see the final. And he goes, what would you have had me do? Turn them down? And he's like, yes.
Exactly that.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know?
How are you missing the point?
And he goes, I don't think this is a conflict of interest. It's like, you're an MP. Like, someone just gave you like these.
How can it not be?
Those cost hundreds, if not thousands of pounds.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
It's outrageous. Yeah. So it's very entertaining, and anyway, it's a bit random.
It is
but,
entertaining when you watch these things.
Yeah, no, I do like them. Yeah,
You get a lot of it on Twitter these days, that kind of thing, because people are actually interested, for better or worse. People are interested, so you get a lot of sort of clips of that kind of thing, which are always good.
Yeah,
I do enjoy.
I agree.
It.
Totally agree.
There you go.
Anyway,
Good
Wonderful.
stuff.
well, I guess
For Christmas,
the end of the episode. It's bloody Christmas time,
It's
isn't it?
bloody
It's
Christmas.
bloody, what are you doing for Christmas?
And it's the end of it. It's the end of the year. What am I doing for
What are you
Christmas?
doing
What
for
are you doing for
Christmas, John?
We're
John.
going to be hanging out with family. We're going to be having a meal.
With
You're gonna
the
eat?
Genetic Network.
The
With
genetic,
genetic network.
connect
yeah.
with the genetic
We're
network.
going to go to a genetic load, which
Yes.
is just down the road. It's like a nexus point.
Yes, you've got to go to the Nexus.
What are you all doing?
I'm going to France, and I'm going to have a buttery Christmas.
I'm gonna have a full fat Christmas.
There's going to be a lot of butter on my plate, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to have a French Christmas. I don't know how do the French do Christmas?
How do the French?
I
Are
know
the French
for
very
one thing
different?
That for one thing, they celebrate it on Christmas Eve.
Ah,
Those crazy French people
Yeah,
who do a day out.
They love it, don't they?
I know
Yeah.
Pierre Noel slides down the chute on a funnel of butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Greases up the roof. Your house would be really good already, actually, for Pierre Noel. I love how I say Pierre Noel. I think it's Père Noel.
Oh, is it
It's
Pierre?
Father.
It's Pierre Noel.
Pierre. It's Father Pierre Noel.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierre.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'll
Your
be at the Genetic Network.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably see you two. I would have thought.
I'd, I'd imagine so.
Oh, yeah,
Over the next week or so.
The
Yeah.
non-genetic network.
We'll be in the new house, the new homestead.
Have us round. Entertain us.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
No,
no,
that's
that's
exactly
more, yeah.
the plan. Yeah.
Host us.
Once again, it's
Yeah.
kind of, I don't want to say crept up on me, but I think I've been.
You bought your gifts.
Yeah, mostly.
I bought
yeah.
most of my gifts.
I've got most of my gifts.
Some
I
of
think,
those
yeah.
logistical
Most of them are wrapped.
issues I mentioned.
I've not
yeah.
wrapped anything.
You're a
Oh,
monster.
that's wonderful.
I went into town last weekend and I bought a load of cards and I'd forgotten that I bought them.
Yes.
And as I went to put beer in the bag to bring here, I was like, oh yeah,
There they
there's
are.
a load of Christmas cards.
It's
in
a
it.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Well, I have your present,
Oh.
Nicholas.
Thank you.
Don't have your present.
Oh, I see.
I've got your wife's present.
Okay.
Uh,
Bastard.
yeah, I've got your wife's present.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
so
kind.
All right.
You're more organised than I am.
fuck you
it's
then.
it's all dependent on certain deliveries coming through. Isn't
Oh,
it?
okay, all
But
right.
yeah, the thing is, like now I'm self-employed.
Mm.
I'm one of those. I don't even have the people putting up tinsel around the office or anything.
No.
So like,
No.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have any decorations up yet because obviously all this stuff that's been going on at our house.
yeah.
So we'll put that up hopefully this weekend.
I'm sure you had like raw plaster. That's what could be more
Yeah.
festive than
Well,
that?
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Pair
Yeah.
of Scrooges.
Yeah. All of that. Well, yeah, we'll put a tree up. That'll be
Sure.
nice.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Christmas.
It's gonna be magical. Yeah.
I guess we could still got to decide what one.
Oh yeah.
And
I thought we were
I know,
stopping.
I know,
I
I
thought
know.
we were
No,
stopping.
we can't. I mean, what has one? I mean, how we
Normally we stop on like a cold exit. Now,
Well, we
don't
can't. We're getting
But
ahead
no,
of
you
yourself.
didn't, well,
aren't
you didn't say I was talking about Christmas.
Well, yeah. What's
And
one?
then nobody said anything.
I'm going love. It's
I'm.
Christmas time, and also because
Look deep inside yourself, Chris Ray.
Yeah, but the gel does dirty the house.
and your marriage is falling apart at the seams.
But gel is the only thing holding it together. A bit.
Yeah, I'm. What was your hate?
It was
A tuxedo does not make
Oh,
a
that guy.
Dick-
yeah,
dick
yeah.
eggs
I'm gonna
and
go for that
tuxedos,
because
yeah.
that winds me the hell
yeah,
up.
that annoyed me as well. I want to be positive. I want to be
Actually, it was
positive.
quite annoying, the hates. They all were quite annoying.
It's actually we really brought our A game as the year.
Fuck it,
as
I'm
the
switching. I'm going to hate.
year. Yeah. Hey, so we haven't learned anything. We're not growing as people.
It's a hate-filled Christmas.
Woo!